coming off a fifth straight day of gains for the Dow. We're seeing North American stock futures a little change so far this morning. It was the Dow 30 that led things to the upside yesterday, with both the S&P and the NASDAQ lagging as markets continue to monitor the overall effect of the Omicron variant globally. Cases continuing to spike, but thankfully still data showing that overall it remains less severe than previous versions of this disease. Yesterday, we saw the Dow up 90 points, S&P 500 basically flat by the end of the session, and the NASDAQ added 0.6%. Tesla shares on watch this morning. Yeah, Elon selling more shares, up to about 11 billion worth total. He also exercised a pretty impressive stock option. We'll talk about that coming up here for Tesla, giving back some pre-market gains. But we'll also look at some of the other automakers. Ford, a little change so far this morning, but the market cap of Ford closing above GM yesterday for the first time in 5 years. So we'll have a look at both of those. And chip makers back on watch. Yeah, more positive talk coming around the entire sector, but one particular in action so far today. It's Wednesday, December 29th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. Yeah, there we go. Look at, pretty flat board to start things off so far today. The NASDAQ, the Dow, S&P all basically flat, as we said. A little positive there for the Dow so far. Yeah, TSX going to be open here for the first time in Toronto in a few days. Had Monday, Tuesday off. Futures pointing to a nice gain as that market plays catch up a little bit after the past couple of days. We're pretty positive elsewhere. Everything else at the bottom end of the board there, pretty negative once again. The slide continuing. For cryptocurrencies, another 1% and 2% for Bitcoin and Ethereum, back to the downside. Coming back to pretty significant levels here for crypto markets. Yeah, Sean's shaking his head already because that's, 2 or 3 days in a row, I guess, to the downside here for these markets. So we'll have a look at some crypto markets. But we are halfway through, guys, the last week of the year.
Yeah. Welcome to Hump Day on the last week of the year. It's your last Hump Day of 2021, and it's been such an amazing year, honestly, for these markets. I actually was just listening to CNBC podcast there, and Google's up 67% this year. 67% this year for Google. So what an incredible year. Amazon, do you want to guess how much that's up, Rune?
On the year?
Yeah, just that percentage.
Let's just say 25%.
Yeah, it's up 5%.
Huh.
I know. So I think they were talking about a catch-up trade possibly with Amazon. We started the show a little bit, talk there about Tesla. Unbelievable that. I mean, how would that feel, guys? Will you be able to wake up or just ho-hum it, exercise 1.6 million shares at $6? That's what he did today or yesterday. And 1.6 million shares at $6. And you could turn around and flip that in the market for $1,100. Per share. So what a great opportunity that was for Elon Musk. So yeah, sure, he's paying a hell of a lot of tax, but he's having a hell of a lot of gains as well. So congratulations to Mr. Elon Musk. As if we need to congratulate a billionaire. Oh, you know what I watched yesterday? Actually, it was like 2 hours long. So it was like a 2-day movie for us. That Don't Look Up. Have you seen that?
Haven't seen it yet. It's on the list.
Actually pretty
though.
good. I like DiCaprio. He's one of my favorite actors right now. Really liked, obviously, Wolf of Wall Street. And I thought Don't Look Up was pretty cool. I don't want to ruin it for anybody if they haven't seen it, but I would recommend it. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. There's a little cool thing at the end. So if you do watch Don't Look Up, make sure that you watch the last, you know how Marvel movies have that, they go through the credits and then at the end there's like a little snippet there. Yeah. So scene. So watch out for that if you do watch Don't Look Up. Brendan, have you seen Don't Look Up?
I actually watched it on the weekend as well. I was going to say, you like that ending?
Well, I mean, I was actually saying this to Marissa, and it was like, again, without ruin. What you mean the extra part? You mean?
Yeah.
The part at the very end.
Yes,
I did like. Okay. You didn't like that?
Right. I thought it was a little unnecessary. But.
It was unnecessary, but I think the point is I think Brendan is that those characters aren't really that likable, maybe, right?
Right, so, right. Jennifer Lawrence was fantastic in that movie as well, I thought.
I think, and who was the guy, who's the actor that plays that Bash CEO? I kind of like the
yeah,
list.
I wasn't. I don't know, but he was great in that movie.
Yeah, like he had that. Yeah. Anyways, I would watch it. I haven't even checked the chat, so I don't know if anybody's doing that. No, there was no spoilers there. We did not give any spoilers. So, but watch out for that. But I liked it. So what do you think about the movie? Like,
make sure you stick around to the very,
what did you think
end.
about the overall movie? Like a 7 out of 10?
Yeah, I mean, maybe even 7.5. I'd go higher. I think. Yeah, it was really good.
I thought it was entertaining. Yeah,
really good. Okay, let's jump into a few things of note this morning. Before we do, actually, let's bring in Miss V is to my left. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Happy trading to you all. I wish you all the luck. Please like this video and let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, lots to get through here this morning as we head towards the open, guys. We are, as we said, about halfway through the final week of 2021. Crazy to even think about that. A lot of these financial type sites, Seeking Alpha, one of them, coming out with these 2022 predictions or things to note as far as what could come next year. One of those we spoke to Kevin O'Leary yesterday. If you joined us for that discussion with him, inflation peaking out, maybe even coming back in a little bit by the second half, talking about earnings remaining very strong here. They even go as far as saying here, guys, COVID ends. That is one thing from Seeking Alpha that they are predicting to look forward to in 2022. Bold prediction for the market, but definitely would be positive.
Yeah, I mean, is that a bold prediction? I mean, I think, I don't know, maybe we'll put on our, positivity hats here. And look, I think that when you look at the market, I have Ethereum up here. I don't really know why. I just wanted to look at Ethereum here quickly. And we'll talk about that maybe after, but I just was looking at ETHE here, which is the Bitcoin. This is the Ethereum trust. And looking to see where it's going to open. It looks like we're going to open near 33, so we're going to break a little bit below these levels. So watch out here for this name. But I mean, the spiders is. I always say this to Marissa, because again, she has to live with me, so therefore we talk about the stock market all the time. Like, sorry about that. But I was just saying, like, I tend to think that the stock market doesn't lie, honestly. And I mean, we've seen the dump down, the historic dump down that happened. I mean, I don't know if we can if I'll be able to zoom this down. That happened obviously in March of 2020, February, March of 2020. Here's the drop right here coming through, and then got absolutely wrecked. Everybody got, flushed out. And then since then, the recovery, obviously we've seen hospitalizations be going to the downside now. And I mean, look at this mark from here, like $200, 220 up to 476. So the market's more than doubled from that bottom. And that was only a year, let's call it 2 years ago by the time we get there. And I feel like market don't lie. And right now we're at all-time highs again. So if there was more of this, to come, and maybe it was a little worse than what we're expecting, the markets just wouldn't be here. So that's sort of what I kind of hang my hat on, and I keep saying that over and over again. Is this a serious, was COVID a life-changing event? Obviously, it's changed the way we've ordered our food. It's changed the way Amazon, it's changed the way everyone has done even their health. Teledoc, things like that. We've seen Peloton, and that's, people moving from gyms back home, hopefully going back to gyms soon. All this stuff, it's really, changed the way we think. I mean, my kids have forever been affected, obviously. They've just had to wear masks for the last 2 years of their life, and still right now. We may not even go back to school in January. There's supposed to be a meeting today. Yeah, the other thing, too, is, look, I'm not going to get political here. You guys don't even probably care about Ontario politics or anything like that. But like, our kids are supposed to go back to school in what, 3 or 4 days or something like that. And the government's right now, Arun, is like, oh, we don't know if we're going to send them back. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, don't you have to organize daycare? Don't you have to organize, your life and things like that? And so, based on that, I do think that we go through the peak right now where everyone's getting hit. And then boom, hospitalizations start to drop, which they're doing. We had -1 deaths here. I don't even know. I think that was a mistake. But, we didn't have any deaths yesterday or 2 days ago in Ontario, which is fantastic for a province of this size. So I'm going to be with that call there, Brendan. I'm going to say that, the worst is behind us. We'll put on our happy hats, our happy dance here, and say that it's behind us and that the market has green shoots ahead.
Yeah, and I think everyone wants to look forward and be that optimistic about this coming to an end. And I think a lot of people are tired of not just restrictions, but just the way of life, right? This has been, as Sean mentioned, that it's a life-changing event. It makes people see things differently. It makes everyone else realize that, you know what, now we're paying with cards, the digital payments. Now you're going into crypto a lot more. Everything's being revolutionized a lot faster or being accelerated. The timeline for the digital coming of things is being accelerated by quite a bit. You're seeing schools be doing, what are they doing? They're doing remote class learning, and you're seeing payments. They're doing touchless payments. Like here in at least Ontario, they increased the limits on touchless payments by quite a bit there. So you're seeing again.
Did they do that?
Well, yeah, because the tap used to be somewhere around 100 something, and then now it's like 250. So the 2.5 times much larger than it used to be. So it is being pushed a lot faster down the road, and now the markets are responding. The stocks that we're able to capitalize on that have responded a certain way, and now some of them are coming back. Peloton specifically is coming back, Zoom coming back a little bit, but this allows people to at least see what the differences are, and I'm sure people will capitalize. New companies will come on the scene that will be able to capitalize and kind of just ingrain themselves into the fabric of society based on what we've experienced so far.
I did want to say if anybody out there had Miami Dolphins -3 points. Remember on Monday night, I talked about that, and we said that the Dolphins were going to crush those guys, and the Saints basically didn't even show up. So congratulations to that. And the reason why I bring that up is because I have to say rest in peace to one of the greatest football minds of all time, John Madden. Yesterday passes away at the age of 85. So I think his legacy is definitely in there. The best sports franchise, in my opinion, ever. That's because I'm a sports guy. There's probably better ones. But rest in peace to John Madden and your family. You definitely meant a lot to the NFL society. And the funny thing about John Madden is he retired after winning the Super Bowl with the Oakland Raiders, Los Angeles Raiders, at the age of 42. Like, that is you're talking about coaching. You can coach till you're 70, but then obviously went on to have a super successful media and announcer relationship with the NFL. So rest in peace, John Madden and your family. You meant a lot to a lot of us. So let's go back to the markets and let's go Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, one of the best commentators as well, definitely, in that sport. Tesla, guys, let's talk. Here we go again. Tesla back on watch this morning. This thing's given this all back, though, this morning. We were up here at 11.10, 11.12. When I first sat down, we're basically flat, up half now. Elon at it again, selling $1 billion more in an SEC filing aftermarket on Tuesday. More, exciting. On the other hand, as Sean was mentioning there off the top, exercising an option for, what was it, $6.54 or $6.24. He picked up a cool $1.6 million. This was going back to a stock option from 2012 as a part of his compensation.
Yeah, I was looking at Micron there, but we started the show like that, 99 problems and nothing is one for that guy. It's an unbelievable run for Tesla. It's been an unbelievable run for Elon Musk. He continues to be so influential with it, whether or not it be the crypto market, whether or not it be with Tesla, whether or not it's going to be with Starlink and all these different, opportunities that he's been giving all of us investors as well for basically the same time period, right? I can't even look at this on a daily chart. Hold on a second. Let me just call up again because our charts have this crazy wick. But you're going to see Tesla right now. What a good opportunity to buy this was down here at 900. I'm really ashamed not to have picked more up. I do want the market. And just to take a word from Prad, it's like if the market does crash, that's not a horrible opportunity. We don't want to crash, but some of these stocks coming down, we may have missed an opportunity here to pick up some Tesla on basically a white swan event, because how many times are we going to get this move based on a CEO of his stature selling shares, meanwhile still exercising options and actually gaining more of a percentage of the holdings here in Tesla, it's just going to continue to move to the upside. That little video that Randy showed, of the, maybe we can get that on the show. If you can find that again, Randy, maybe we'll put that up and we can put it on Brendan's screen, or Rob can figure out how to show that, of basically drones 24 hours a day outside. It was a Chinese plane, wasn't it, Randy? Yeah, Gigafactory 4 in China, pumping out a car every 42 seconds. Yeah, 38. Randy, you stay out of this, okay? I mean, well, actually, I brought you into it, so thanks, Randy. But every 38 seconds, they're pumping out cars. And I mean, that's an unbelievable thing. You know, you're going to hear the story about Rivian today not being able to get their trucks out. There's certain ones, the big battery packs, but not being able to do that, right? And then all of a sudden now, Tesla is kind of like, you know, hey guys, we're already here and we've been doing this now for 10 years. So we have the Berlin plant coming back up on. So I really like Tesla. Obviously, that's the daily chart. Let's just go over to a minute chart real quick. Arun's going to probably do a little bit higher level here, but I just look at it, and yesterday we dropped down to that 1080 mark, and we resisted that. We also have 1070 as well. So there is a bunch going on here with Tesla, and I think you got to buy any dips. Any quick opinions here before we see that video, Arun?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, look at the Tesla chart. I mean, there's some support here around that 1075, so keep an eye on that level. Apart from that, I really don't have much to say on Tesla because, I mean, it's not a stock I trade just because of the price point. So we'll just keep an eye on that 1075, see if there's any support you can work with for a long.
All right. What you guys can let us know. I just really want to show everybody the video. Like, once you have it up, Rob. I don't know if my ear thing is working, but let me know when you guys do have that. But for me, guys, 1070, 1080. Actually, you know what? The 1070 level is a little bit more clear here, a little clearer, I should say, on a 20-minute chart. Where if you dip down into this area, it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's 1070, 1073, and then if you get nervous about it, you just you go down here 1050. Okay, so there it is on the left. You know, one car coming out. Okay, the problem is here, guys,
you gotta wait 42 seconds.
Yeah, now we have to wait 40 seconds. So, anyways, you get the idea. Is it possible, Valeria, if that link can go into our chat? I know Valeria has the rights to post links, so maybe we can put that in. But anyways, it's a cool picture of a drone, and you could just sit there and watch it for hours, but it keeps coming out and coming out and coming out, and apparently, there goes another one. And I guess they're just driving them out and parking them on some bed of truck there, truck bed, and sending them out. So, yeah, my opinion here on Tesla is obviously a buy.
All right, MFIN, little one here, just absolutely got cut in half or more, I guess. 850 up here. We're down to 350 on this. There was a SEC charge just laid on this. This is a financial company, so Medallion Financial getting slapped with a charge from the SEC. So MFIN, a lot of people talking about this one, just got absolutely cut in half on that headline. So, I mean, this is obviously not a huge stock, guys. Micro cap, little financial stock, but worth a mention here, back to 354, which is a decent level over on the daily chart.
Oh, wow.
I mean, look, I saw this news come in about 15 minutes ago or so, and you already missed the trade. I mean, that's the whole point, is that there's no volume on this name. When I looked at it, man, the spread was 50 cents, and it was like I think it was 420 by 380, something like that. And, you know, it's made a move down to here to 340. You know, when you're charged with engaging in fraudulent schemes to boost stock price, you're not too far away from getting delisted, to be honest with you. We'll have to see what happens here on this name. Obviously, this is I don't know much about it, but it's a relatively lightly traded name here. And you could see, though, actually, you know, it's had its day. It's had its nice little bumps here in volume. So I think that it can handle the volume. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, as I go through a daily chart, Brandon talks about 350 being pretty key. I mean, I think we've already cracked through 5, which would have been nice, but you are coming into this area. The only problem is when you're trading something like this, you really got to hope that you get very much a bottom wick. And if you can get MFIN, I don't even know what the name of this company is, but you know, when you get down here into 250, maybe it's worth picking something up. So that's still 50% from here where you're talking about. So for me, it's a no trade, but if you're in this name, I'm sorry about it. I don't know enough about this name to say that this is a buy. Like if this was, you know, and I'm just going to say something like if this was PayPal or, you know, SoFi or something like that that we had been trading before that we were familiar with, then we could start looking at some key levels and know how this thing trades. But for me, with only 244,000 shares, it's going to be a hard pass on MFIN right now. And then I hate to show you this because normally when we show you imbalances, we at least have like 400,000, 500,000, and sometimes there's even some garbage names on here that's like, wow, this has 1 million shares or something. But like today, 129,000 shares on Pfizer, 127,000 shares on Southwest. DD's here. There doesn't look like there's going to be too much of an indicator here for the market open on balance. So I think that's where it's really important that you take a look at our watch list. Watchlist.tradertv.live. Arun's going to have some ideas. I have some ideas. I have my stock. My sticky note is out as well. You can find that on the sticky note is Micron, F-Cell, which we'll get to. That might be an interesting name today. Rivian and CanF. So there are a few names here, which by the way, CanF, I don't want to steal your thunder here, but I forgot to put the order in. I do want to take a break, and we'll talk about this liver therapy here on cancer, just to let everybody know in case it does happen. I'm just probably going to take, and I will take, something like a break up in here in the 160s. So if we do get going back here on CanF, we're going to take it. I'm also going to park an order here low 140s to see if we can get that. Good news comes out today, and you're not even up that much. 20% is a lot, don't get me wrong, but it can go a hell of a lot more, especially on some sort of a cancer therapy here for liver disease, or liver cancer, sorry. That's going to be an important one. So let's see if CanF can't get going here with only 7 million shares. It can do a lot more than this, and it can get going. And not only that, it's already been up here before. So let's see what happens with CanF. I'm actually wondering, Brendan, I know you're doing a lot right now, but maybe once the day gets going, what was this day here? December 20th, they had amazing news where the volume was absolutely insane. Is that 180 million or something this day? December 20th might have been something about said drug, and then maybe they got it declined again or something, and then now we're right back up. So for some reason, I feel like this CanF is a sleeping giant down here.
Yeah, that's definitely one we've looked at in the past and has had big moves. Yeah, here we go. So CanFight announces exercise of warrants for cash proceeds of 10 million. So that was December 20th. So they exercised some warrants, it looks like. There was also some more data on that same drug. So yeah, positive news for CanFight. There we go. Look at, yeah, not a lot. It's a holiday week, so we'll show you a few here, upgrades and downgrades, guys. We'll talk about Micron coming up here because chip makers have been pretty impressive the past couple of days at least. Nothing else of note on this list, but worth having a look at some of the chip makers. Yeah, Motley Fool, very, very positive on Micron heading into 2022.
All right. Yeah, you take it. I'm just responding to some Twitters. Here.
So Micron was a stock that we were trading a few days ago, but I actually want to just pull up the chart for you guys. Micron, let's pull up this 5-minute chart. Let's zoom this out here, see if it shows up here. My trades from a few days ago. It doesn't show. Okay, so we were trading it a few days ago, and since it kind of went into this range around 95, 94, we kind of left it be. But I did notice that today AMAT is moving around, or AMAT was moving around and setting something up that I can work with. We were keeping an eye on this yesterday as it crossed 160 into that 162. As it was moving back to the downside, I said, you know, if we can find some sort of stability here, some decent strength. For anyone who's watching the afternoon show, I mentioned that if we found decent strength sub 160, I'd like to participate on the buy side with a 156 or something around there as the stop. So it seemed like, based on the afternoon trading, there was enough action south of 160 for me to feel like there's enough to play with here. I also checked this morning. There wasn't a whole lot this morning, but I was like, you know what? It seems like there's just enough, so I'm going to take the shot here. 160 long. Well, I've got 159.88 long, and I'm going to go for the 156 stop. So it is a $4 risk on the table, but this is one of those trades where it has been working this daily for a while, so I can, be more comfortable in taking that shot. We've been up here since mid-November. We got up here in mid-November, back down, came back in early December, back down, and then we finally took it out. I wanted to see what the buying looked like below 160. Seems to be solid enough based on yesterday's action. Why not take the shot? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I am going to take the shot, and I'm already in that. So apart from the Airbnb position, which we also played Airbnb yesterday, and we gave up on this one early. Same risk, same stop. But we took it at 172, and then it kind of just came off a little bit. I'm like, something's not right. I walked away from it with a 50-cent hit, and then it kept going, and then respected the bottom boundary. And that's the only reason I'm stepping back in, is because we're still within the bounds of this trade. The trade is somewhat still valid. There's enough action to work with. Why can't we take a shot back towards the top end? So at this point, this is almost like a range trade with a limited upside, but I am going to take the shot, see if we can't get there. And I think Baba will get to Brendan at some point, but Baba is also moving to the downside.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is one of the names, again, that is on the sticky note today. So I was just responding to some people here messaging me on said sticky note. But here it is right here, and we'll just talk about it quickly. Motley Fool out with a buy, but they were out with a sell a couple months ago, so it's a joke. It's a hot sector right now. Must trade 93.40 yesterday was the resistance level. So let's look out for a break. So we're going to try to go long here on Micron, but it's already broke that 93.40 level. So that was yesterday's right there. When we put this tweet out, obviously, we hadn't broke it yet. We were still down here, so we were looking for an acceleration through this level. So now that we've done that, Arun just covered some levels, so there's not much to do. But, you may get some stopping going here at 94. That could be an issue. It's up 0.62. The market's flat. So in any kind of a pullback today for the market, we do want to be long Micron. Hot sector, hot name, hot everything. Continues to work upside, taking out these levels, looking to get this all-time high of $97. Should be able to break through. AMD looks very similar to this. So does NVIDIA. So let's just play the name that people are looking at today. But it's only 139,000 shares. When you go to its partner in crime here, AMD has nobody's partner. Maybe NVIDIA, but AMD already with 230,000 shares, and NVIDIA with, it won't load, 300,000 shares as well. So even though Micron's in the news here, it's being dwarfed by stocks that are, double the price, triple the price with double to triple the volume. So, if you're going to look at Micron, you also might as well look at NVIDIA and AMD. But I'm going to play the name that has a little bit of movement to it today, and that's Micron. It's up. The other two are down. So we're going to look at Micron here today, taking out some of these levels. I don't think we hit 97, but we are bidding back low side here, 92.50. See if we get a bid here, and then we can hold it to this 92 bottom. So, hey, I'm going to, get I'm bringing out my inner Arun here, see if we can hold something a little bit longer. And I think if the market rips, we want to have Micron.
Let's get a look, guys, if we could maybe at the overall market, Arun. Let's check out the futures for the day. We're exactly flat. We're positive right now, but only just.
We are flat. Exactly. Well, NASDAQ at 0% either direction. And then S&P up whopping 0.01%, up a half a point, guys. We've done absolutely nothing in the pre-market in the afternoon or in the late session yesterday, in the pre-market today. So 4,800 is still in play. We kind of got the idea of what's happening here. 4,800 is going to be the marker that everyone's going to be looking at right now. And then it seems like 4,770, it seems to be the bottom end of this range here, the sideways range. This is, for anyone who's looking for a rally extension, this is a good thing. As long as the market doesn't pull back aggressively, going sideways is a good thing after a strong 300, almost 300 points, probably like 280 points or so to the upside. A nice little sideways action kind of gives you some stability to take another leg to the upside. So we are looking at 4,800, maybe an extension off the top. Keep an eye on that 4,800, not if it breaks, but what I want to pay attention to is in the event that it breaks and fails. So we get above it and we come back underneath it. There's very little volume on the board today. We're seeing that across the board for stocks and the normal big names not having a whole lot of volume. Obviously, individual high flyers that have news attached to them, that's different. But futures markets are responding with absolutely no movement. So keep an eye on that 4,800. In the event that we fail, I think you might have a nice little short available. I did try to pick up some shorts earlier, but again, in this market, you got to be careful with how you price it, right? So I put the offer at 84 and it was trading at 81. And obviously I never got filled. And then it went all the way down to 75. And then for me, that would have been the trade itself. So I've pulled all the orders. Now we'll see what happens if we get back to 85 and we start to stall out. So if we start to stall out around that 85 to 90 area one more time, I might take that shot again. But I think the initial trade I would have liked was that short. That short's gone. Now we'll see if we can make a move on the pullback. In the event that we take the 70 though, I think you have to leave the door open for potential longs down in the 30s. Now, that's going to be a 40-point window to the downside, but there should be some support here from 47.30 going all the way down to 45.90. That's the big level. I'm going to keep an eye on that as the better, I guess, this turning point for a long. But everything in between, just play the ranges. Be smart about how you play if the range breaks, especially to the upside, because that could get very dangerous very quickly with a lot of traps happening, because I can see stops going off very quickly, and this market with no volume could easily just come right back. So just be aware of those levels and those ranges. And at some point, if we get that move today, I'll let you guys know if I take a trade on the futures. I initially wanted to, but I think I've pulled that decision, and we're just going to focus on the 3 names that I have.
All right, so I think that's some good talk there about the futures. And I do see here right now that we do have over 3,000 people watching. So I'm going to do this demonstration here live for you. If you can, if you do have a YouTube account, I guess a Gmail account, and you're logged in, if you could turn this guy, hit that like button for us, that'd be great. Ms. V, why don't you tell them a little bit better than I can here?
Hey guys, let's do like o'clock earlier today. As Sean said earlier, please support the community. Give us 1,000 likes before the bell. We would really appreciate that. So team, I know you're busy. That's why we remind you, it means so much to us if you support and like this video. Back to you guys.
Yeah, it really does mean a lot to us. I mean, we do the show for free here. We are working when apparently nobody else is. I mean, we had another smooth ride in today. Was your ride okay?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so like we just had basically everybody here in Canada, I believe anyways, had the last couple days off. The Toronto Stock Exchange now finally open, so welcome back to work. Every other trader here. We'll hope that gets a little bit of bump in volume due to the TSX being back open, and some, you know, I guess Toronto and Canada doesn't have too many day traders, I don't think, in the retail market here and some of these other names. But with that in mind, I did want to talk quickly about AMC here because I just added it to the sticky note tweet that I put out. And I mean, I was just looking at this thing, and this is a good, we'll call it the 20-minute chart here for you. But this AMC right here, this bottom of 27, I mean, it's been there for a few days. Today we're going to open up a little bit lower. It's 27.75. Normally we've been opening up high, faded into these levels, and been able to pick it up. So right now we're not going to get long right now at 27.75. We're going to try to wait to see what happens near this drop off. So we'll probably retest. If this breaks, we could cascade down into 23-24 area. And again, it's only because there's going to be light volume. You know, a lot of the support has obviously come from traders either, you know, buying more calls, forcing the stock to go up a little bit, people having to cover those positions if they get called out on them. But, you know, again, we'll see if it can defend this 26.90 area, more importantly, 27. So we're taking a dip buy. I already have a bid in here on AMC. Let's double check the price. It's in the 20s, and then we'll defend 27 even better. So we'll see if it comes back down in, but I do want to give this another shot on AMC. Yesterday, we did the same thing. We've been actually, do I have the, yeah, so even from the day before. So all my trades are here. We've just been going long. These are shorts up here, which actually paid off. We got a nice out there right at the end of the day. But this is what similar movement to what I think is going to happen here today, where on this day, though, we opened, this is what I'm saying the difference is. We opened 2 days ago, 29 basically, and then fell all the way to those levels. And we were just buy all the way down, getting out all the way up, waiting for a peak, then shorting, and then getting out. So, you know, this is a trade that we're going to look to do again. That's actually not a short. That was getting out of one last piece there and putting on more shares. But then you can go up to the upside, and that's similar to what I think is going to happen here today. Let's see if the volume comes in, but we can maybe get a 27 spike. Here's us defending the same trade yesterday. However, we only get as low as 27.50 before popping back up, and then there's me getting out. Oh no, now they're all gone there on the 1 minute chart. So here it is, same kind of defense yesterday. We'll see if we can do it again today, but we're going to try to get long into 27 on AMC, Brendan.
All right, another one making moves here, guys. Too Simple, TSP, Too Simple Holdings, about to take out or test at least. Day highs up here, 41.50. Interesting story on this one. Looks like they've completed the first completely autonomous drive on public roads for a transport truck or an actual hauler of goods on open roads. So Too Simple Holdings, very, very light volume. Just be careful on this. It's already gone 36 up to, just took out the highs there, 41.5. So TSP, interesting name, just popping up on a volume scanner there. Chip makers back on watch, as we said. AMD, NVIDIA have been notable names over the past week or so as the market gets back to all-time highs a couple days back. But it's Micron this morning, though, looking a little stronger than the rest after Motley Fool comes out, saying not only are they interested in the stock now, but into 2022, there should be more positive catalysts for MU.
Yeah, we talked about Micron earlier. I talked about me taking AMAT in its place. But I do want to go back to Too Simple because it's a nice little setup actually we can actually work with. Volume's thin, yes. It is moving strong, yes. But I also checked shorts are free, so I might participate in this. But what I actually am liking on the daily here, if you go back, is this. What are we doing here around 41, 42? There's a ton of resistance here going all the way back to September. So fading this was almost like that trade from yesterday that was running strong in that pre, and then it was hitting some resistance. I was like, oh, that'd be a nice little move, and then we never got a chance to get some fills on it. So it is sitting at, Too Simple sitting at 41.74 right now, which would put it right in the heart of this little sell zone. So I'll keep an eye on this, see if we can fade this. If we get the setup, stop on this would have to be somewhere around 45, maybe 40. No, I'm gonna say 45. And if we can get the setup, we need the setup though. The strength, you have to respect the strength until we can actually get a turn on this. But if there is a turn, I think that a nice little short could be in play on TSP.
We're just gonna look at NVIDIA quickly here. So yesterday, I think you talked about the chip space. We love the chip space. We've loved it for a very, 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 very long time. And it's really the only names that I'm buying here right now at this market. I think we got to dip into some financials as well, get some cyclicals. I don't want to be too overweighted on tech stocks, but at the same time, for the longer term, I don't think there's anything that's going to beat some of these names here, including NVIDIA and AMD and Micron and AMAT and all these names. I really, really like what they're doing here. And I think you're going to get another opportunity maybe to buy some dips here on a weak NASDAQ. But the NASDAQ is now starting to go back to the upside a little bit here. So we'll see if it's off those bottoms. We talked about 16,500 yesterday, and that's right where we're at right now. So Arun's already gone over the futures. We are starting to bump up a little bit, so that's always nice to see on that one. And then NVIDIA yesterday held 300, so I think there's a chance that we hold that again today. But like I said, this market could retest these lows, in which case I do think NVIDIA breaks 300. So you got to be a little bit more patient with this. You've seen yesterday, we opened up yesterday real high on this name, 314, the same thing on AMD, and then kind of just flushed the rest of the day, and then made a bottom around midday, right? A lot of names were sort of barcoding in the afternoon, but instead of that, NVIDIA, AMD, and the rest started going off. I mean, you remember AMD yesterday. I even threw it to Brett, and I was like, was there news or something on AMD? Because it absolutely took off into the close yesterday and then dumped down right at the very end. But that was a huge move. Barcoding all afternoon, breaking and then ripping. So AMD has that potential again today. And once again, they're building this base for us. So they're building a base down here at 150, 150. So if we like this name, which we do, I think this is another, I mean, I don't think my trades, they're not on here from yesterday, but we'll see if we can defend some of these levels down here, 151 and change. Let's park some orders. If we get a swipe down, we do want to be long this name. AMD is another name that's going to continue to work, I believe, anyways, in a strong NASDAQ. So you can see down here, look at this base. This is a 20-minute chart going back 2 days where you have that base at 151. So I think it's silly for us as day traders to not put orders down here. So we're going to put an order down here around 151 and change, see if we get picked up on any sort of a dump down. But it's a light news day. It's going to be a light volume. I mean, we only have 200,000 shares on AMD. It's 910. It's 907, but that's not an ideal situation. I like, more names like Micron, more like that TSP and things like that, FCell, we're going to get to as well. So, I'm excited for AMD, but it's not going to be till 151.
All right, let's go over to FCell, clean energy name, reporting one of the last, I guess, significant or notable earnings names from this morning, actually, pre-market, 12.8 here to the downside. We've bounced off 5 already twice, but a loss, bigger than expected loss, both EPS, revenue misses. We're basically back to this level over here on the daily chart, not anywhere close to all-time lows for FCell, but I remember this thing got all the way up here to 28.29 at one point. At the beginning of the year when everyone was talking about Joe Biden and his clean energy bill.
I'm looking to fade this. I've already got orders out. Any bounce towards 550 would give me a way to get into this, because you see this red line across the chart here. That's my order trying to get filled. It's just one of those things. It's sitting at an area where I think that although we may be bouncing off 5, I could use that strength off of 5 to actually fade this going right back into this 550, 560 area. That seems to be the big level from July, August, September, October until we took off and then came back. So that's the area we're now below. So if we can actually get back into this from the bottom end, I think you're going to see some sellers come into play here south of 6 even. So I like to participate in front of 550. I'll put up a buck. If we get back up to 650, I'll walk away from this trade. But I'm willing to take that $1 hit just to see what we've got, because there should be a ton of action. We don't spend 2-3 months and not develop some sort of volume in terms of previous support now being resistance. That volume's got to still be there. So I'm going to expect that to be there. I'm going to play it as if it's already there. And then any move to the upside. So I would appreciate a nice little bounce off this 5. Where are we right now? It's at 510. Yeah, give me a nice little bounce right off the open, maybe a buy side move into the 550, into the 6, so I can actually go ahead and fade this.
Yep. Yeah, I will second that one right there, and we'll just go. I don't know, I was trying to hit something here, but I don't know what to do. We'll just go, what should we do? I'm looking for something to do here. Let's just do Brendan. So both of us agree on the same thing there. I think this is a fade to pop if we get it. My order is actually in the 40s, so very similar to you, 540, 550. I think I would love to get a short into there, and then, yeah, I'm with you. I want to hold this all the way back up until we at least test something like a 650. If we do that, man, then that could be the trade that you're looking for all day. You may just be able to make one trade and be done with it. FSL, bad miss. I mean, let's call it like it is right there for fuel cell there. 7 cents, loss of 7 cents versus a loss of 2 cents expected. So that's, 3.5 times the loss there as expected. That's not good. And then unfortunately, they also missed at 13.9 million there on the revenues versus 20. So yeah, not a good day here for FSL, and it hasn't been a good year. Year, I guess I didn't even look at the year, but it hasn't been a good little couple months here for FSL. For the year, it's been okay. You can see, actually, no, not really. In last December, so a year ago, we were basically here at $9. So this name again cut in half. Wow. FSL, as if we were up to $30 again on that name. Wow. And now you're back down to 5. What is going on with these valuations that were happening? There's so many names like that that were up here that are now all the way down here. This was supposed to be the year of EV and things like that. Obviously, it was early, and then absolutely nothing else since. So FSL bag holders, man, I'm not in it, but I feel for you guys. I mean, we all hold bags on something, and FSL just continuing to get destroyed right back to these levels where, obviously we all should have been long. Some of you probably are, but I don't know. I'm fading up to 650. So that's that. But VWAP is right there at 523. That's not a horrible spot to start your short if you wanted to. People already have the same ideas as us, Arun. They've already shorted 520 a couple times here. So let's see if it breaks that on some sort of momentum to the upside. And then me and your boy over here are going to be short FSL. So get ready for that.
All right, let's go to Apple. Nice couple of days, anyways, 4 or 5 days to the upside. We had some consolidation yesterday. It's back to 179 here, basically flat on the morning. This Foxconn story in India continues to kind of linger in the background. It's definitely not positive. There was working condition concerns raised over that Foxconn plant. We'll dig into that possibly with our friend Justin Kozach a little bit. But Apple, guys, worth noting if this market is going to be strong, as always.
Well, if this market wants to go up, Apple's got to go too, right? It's one of the top weights in these indexes, along with Microsoft. Yeah. They're a big portion. So Apple's got to be at the top of the list of names to pay attention to. And what are we looking at based on the weights traded? 182, to be exact, 182.13 seems to be the high from the 13th. So if we get above that, you're going to see a nice little push. Everyone's looking at that $3 trillion mark as well. That's sitting not too far away from that 182.13 high. So that's got to be the price you work with. Can you play to the short side? Probably not yet. I mean, you could act as resistance, or this could act as resistance, but I feel like there's still some buying left. The way it's been trading as well in the last few days is just kind of taking a break, just like the market is just taking a break. We got some selling yesterday, yes. And then we got a late morning run back to the upside, which got sold again. There's obviously some resistance up there, but at the same time, there's got to be clear strength here through the bottom as well, around that 179. We don't jump this sharply twice. You saw it around 9:30 off the open, and then you saw it again around 10 o'clock, 10:10, when we ran all the way to the new highs. So keep an eye on this support. There's still some buy-side action. Let's keep an eye on that 182. 182.13. Anything past that opens up the door. But I think for now, something has to trip. It has to be that 182, or we got to crack through that minor support down below 178 or so before we can maybe even look at the downside. But until that happens, 182 or 178, I think we're going to leave it alone and see if we can catch something else somewhere else and maybe pay attention to futures. I don't know. S&P going without the, remember, Apple has less of a weight in the S&P, so maybe we pay attention to the spiders or the S&P futures contracts, and they'll go. Even if Apple doesn't go, the S&P can go with the other names in that basket, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've been loving Apple for a while, obviously, and I mean, it's been such a nice move up. It's stalling out here, as I just see, like on CNBC, Santa Claus rally stalls. Yeah, well, I mean, we just had 5 straight days of up movements where we touched and made new all-time highs. So Santa Claus rally may be stalling temporarily. I do not think it will hold base, but we'll see today if it continues to go. If you don't want to trade the market, I think you can't go wrong trading Apple. We've talked about that over and over again. So let's just continue to see where Apple goes from here. I like the name. Obviously, so does, I mean, we all do. We all like the name here, but I don't know, just looking at it here, 180 is right there. I looked at a minute chart yesterday. The thing about it is it's not really moving, so it's not really worth doing anything with, especially on low volume. I mean, it was moving. It does move. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is a big move here to the downside, but I'd rather wait to try to pick something up on the downside or short a big move. So let's see if Apple gets extended one way or the other. But this is what I mean by not moving. So yesterday at noon, it was 179.41. Right? And then right now, 179.41. So basically, you can draw a line here. We went up or down 40 cents in the last, 4 hours of trading. So I don't know. I'm not super excited about Apple here. But again, it's a proxy for the market. So if the market starts to move, I think it's foolish for us not to look at AAPL.
All right, Rivian down 2% here, trying to hold pre-market lows currently, looking a little bit weak as well. $100 right below us. The company CEO saying 2023 now for the extended battery version of both the R1T and R1S. Vehicles you see on the road now are currently the smaller battery version. Still, 314 miles, I mean, what is that, like 550 or so kilometers? I would take that. That's definitely better than my gas or fuel car is getting right now. So yeah, I mean, Rivian back to 100.
Yeah, just to talk to you, D Queen there. Thanks for the super chats before as well. Thank you again here. I'm assuming your meaning is Trader TV software capable to distinguish user hardware and software. I think that we would be able to probably find out through the YouTube.
No, I think what she
analytics.
means is, can our software tell what you guys are using for your hardware? The answer is no. It's
Well,
just
we're using for their hardware.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was going to say maybe, that's what I was saying, maybe YouTube has some sort of analytics that can tell us if they're Windows users or Mac users. Or
But that's not going to be from our P-Pro8 software, which is from Daytrade the World.
software.
That is internal, and that is in-house. It's local, right? It's not
See that
broadcasting anything.
right there, DTTW over
There
my
you
left
go.
shoulder. So you can go to, Valerie can also put the link up in the chat right now, daytradetheworld.com, if you want to come through, figure out the software that we're using and be part of our team. We trade on a prop firm, so that's what we're doing. And it's not, we have to be flat at the end of every single day. This is not our own money. It's firm capital that we are trading here with Day Trade the World. Unfortunately, unavailable in the fine states. South side. So if you're in the United States, you will not be able to sign up for a Day Trade the World office. So, but if you are here in Canada or worldwide, other than the United States, you can join an office that we currently have. I don't know. I think we have somewhere around 20 or so. This was what I was doing before we did the show. So I think we have about 20, a little bit more than that, maybe in Canada now, and then worldwide in the hundreds. So go to daytradetheworld.com. Justin should be there actually on the chat. So if you did want to hit up one of the sales guys on the chat, they'll be able to tell you all about that. I don't even know what we're talking about Rivian there. So I've already paid for the shorts on Rivian. The reason why, not that I think that that's bad news. I mean, both Randy and Brendan there talking about the range that they're going to be getting on these pickups. The problem is it will delay deliveries of its electric pickup truck and sports utility vehicle with big battery packs till 2023. So I just feel like the minute that they hear delays, that doesn't bode well with me. So I'm not going to take a 100 break. I want to see what does happen there at the 100, I'm more likely to be interested in a short up around here, 103, 104. I mean, if a stock like Tesla, Lucid, we'll look at Lucid as well. If these names are going to fall down, then, I mean, Rivian probably does the same thing. We are near, obviously, a key level, which we really like. We really like trading off these hundreds. So you see, we didn't even get a chance to break the 100 the first time. It just opened up down here at 100 and then kind of bounced around before fading back and forth. I mean, this was a crazy day back here on the 17th. So we open 100, we dance around there, dip down to 92, get right back upside as well, and fade out around. So we'll have to wait to see what does happen here at 100, but it's a key level. It may be worth taking a break there of 100. But for right now, I'm sitting up here, 103, 104, looking to get into a short first, and then hopefully the drop happens. But I just don't want to miss the drop. I think if it hits 100, there's not enough negative news for this to continue to flow down. I mean, there are R1T1 truck of the year already. We know that. So let's just keep on talking positively about Rivian. But we do have that $100 break level. I like Rivian. The thing is, if you want, how about this for a play? If you're not in love with the space, the electric space, right? The EV space, but you do want to be in the market, what about taking Amazon? Amazon still has 20% of Rivian, right? So I think that is also something where if you like Amazon and you like Rivian, this might be a better play. You know, Amazon's going to be the one that's going to hold. Trust me. I mean, you don't have to trust me, but Amazon's going to hold the keys to Rivian because they're the ones that are going to put through like 1,000 trucks, 100,000 truck orders, right, through Rivian. So that's really, to me, what's going to spark Rivian is going to be news from these guys. So if you like it, Amazon, we talked about this. Amazon's up a whopping 5% this year. So you want to talk about a catch-up trade? Look at Amazon, man. I mean, this is real, right? Like, this is not moving. This is last year. This is January right here last year. Amazon, $31.50, right? So sure, it's up to 3,400, but it's up 5%. I mean, I don't have the right timing here, but from what I've read, 5% on the year. Maybe it's 7% now, but a nice move up here for Amazon is what I'm expecting this year. I think Amazon breaks above this 37.50. We've already seen the damage that Amazon can do in the retail space. We've seen that, right? It was the best year for them probably ever, and you're going to see that come through on their fourth quarter earnings, which is going to come out. We're almost in earnings season again. So I like what I'm going to see here from Amazon. Plus, they have the Rivian angle. So for me, that's how I'm going to play it. And I think I'm a buyer of Amazon, especially if we get a little bit of a pullback.
All right. There's a couple things that was put in the chat that I actually want to talk about. Jude Fernando mentioned something about social media. I am not on social media. That ties into another comment that was made earlier about scammers and whatnot. Guys, it's got to come specifically from Trader TV Sean. His official account. I don't have social media, so there should be nothing coming from me. And then I believe Brendan and Neil have their own Trader TV accounts. Anything, check the spelling. Check see if there's any extra letters, because nothing should be advertised, or no one's going to try to sell stuff or pull Bitcoin or any sort of digital currency from you guys. This is a free show, and then Sean posts quite a bit on his social media as well. So just double check the spelling. Sean's trying to get verified still on Twitter, so that's still in the works, but just be aware that there is a lot of nonsense happening, trying to replicate accounts and whatnot. And you sure definitely will not be hearing from me, because I don't have social media at all. Just to put it out there and clear the air a little bit, just because I'm sure people are trying to get something out of you guys based on what you're seeing.
Yeah, good look there. I just posted mine. We also have Nightbot on the chat there. We're long CanF right now. I don't know how this happened. I think my chart didn't fill out, but it did print down here to 42 on e-signal. So we were actually using, I'll have to find the gateway. Could have been a dark pool down here to 4. Okay, here comes right back in. But we did take a little bit of profit there on CanF. And just to talk about it, this is a liver therapy. And again, a beautiful bottom here at 125 made all yesterday on obviously no volume, no nothing happening, no news. And then today you come out positive results on this name. So I like CanF. I think it can work here today. We've already been up here. This was exercise of warrants, I believe Brendan mentioned before. So, the volume can come back through. We've seen it done huge volume, numerous days. Is this going to be I'm trying to chug all these waters here, but is this going to be one of those names that comes up to the upside here, 175? We're going to see if that can come through here on I was going to almost said CEI, another name, but this is on NYSE American. So if you ever see a .am there, guys, that is NYSE American, formerly known as the Amex. I think it's NYSE American now. I think they changed their name a couple times. I'll have to double check that. But I like CanF. I'm a buyer down here even more. If we get to that 125, I don't see how this is bad news. And I also have an order to take out this 165, but I'm actually going to cancel that right now. It is on my my watch list to get that. But now that we're long here, there's no point in me punching the long up here. Let's just, accelerate to the upside. We'll get some out if it comes back up to 160 here. But at the same time, we'll have to wait for CanF to get going. I don't want to punch this level. Let's see some volume. I kind of want to play any dips on CanF. So it's a good name here, doing good volume, 8 million shares. I like it with only 5 minutes to go here. Brendan, is there anything else we have to cover that maybe we haven't yet?
Victoria's Secret, guys, with a buyback, 250 million notional buyback. So what is it? VSCO higher. There's also Alibaba. There's rumors circulating around talking about selling their stake in Weibo, which is interesting as well for Baba.
Yeah, Baba is the one I want to look at just because I actually saw this and I'm like, that's a great little look. That's a great location for a short there. So I am short south of 114. Trying to put a stop somewhere around that 116 marker. Why? Here, let's look at this. The way it's been trending to the downside, we've been having this minor support, or it seems like there's been some minor support around that 115. We kind of cracked underneath it for a little bit, bounced up, found more selling, and here we are finally getting under that 115 and now trading under 114, which would have been underneath that low as well. That's 113.69, but we've already cleared that zone. So I think it's worth a shot to take a look at this south of 114. Sorry, not 114. South of 114. And that 110. We saw that day when Baba absolutely fell apart from that 120 gap down into that 110. Obviously, 110 is going to provide some sort of support. So in terms of volume, so keep an eye on that 110. I'm going to start bidding some out if I can get it around 111 and change. I'll take some out there and then see if we can get that 110 to break. But I think Baba's got to be looked at today, given the way it's been moving for the last few days and the trend to the downside, and finally taking out that support level, or what looked like a support level for the last few days now. I think it's got to be one of those names that's going to be a short play here. So that's my short. We've still got AMAT long and Airbnb long, and futures bouncing off that 85 level. Remember, I'm looking at 47.85 as a potential setup here. We tried it this morning, couldn't get filled. It came back up. Not going to take a fill on the move back up, but after the open, if we get this kind of a setup one more time, maybe get back above 85, stall out, then we go for the short there at that point. But I do want to see the open, and somebody was asking for the imbalances. There you guys go. There's nothing there. I mean, one is the largest at 377,000, and PSQ buy side at 251, and PSQ's gone. So one is going to be the largest for now, 377. There is nothing on these imbalances that really matter. So we're going to move on from that as Baba actually starts to go to the downside. Now it looks like they're taking a look at 1350. So, okay. So it looks like it might be already 50 cents in the money, depending on the spread and how it opens up. But it does look like it's heading to the downside. So that's a good sign for any shorts in Baba.
I just want to talk quickly here. ISIG starting to rip faces off one more time. This did this yesterday. ISIG has been sort of going ham for a little while here. We tested it yesterday in the afternoon, if you guys remember, and it's crazy because we were long here 19, and I talked about possibly swinging this, but we can't swing anything over here. We're flat at the end of every day, but I would have loved to hold this. Unfortunately, we had to get out right at the end of the day for flat on this trade, but ISIG continues to make moves to the upside. This is the one that only has like 1.7 million shares outstanding, yet did like 70 million shares yesterday. So we are right back up to the highs here. I think this is probably a short candidate, just going because of the volume in the market is really, really light. And now they got this going again here today. So watch out for ISIG. I think this is something out that we can do. So let's get ready to rock and roll here on the big board with Brendan before we get this market open.
Yeah, about a minute to go. Let's talk about another little one, YGMZ, little tiny Chinese company, popping up on rumors of a stock deal that went through for them buying one of their rivals. So 270 top, 250 was that consolidation. This might be done already. We'll see if we get another test back into 230 at the open, give you another move to the downside. But YGMZ giving it back as well, guys.
All right. FSEL's at 510. People talked about that as well. Okay, so FSEL. Did I say Lucid? Come on, charts. I just want to check out Lucid right now. People talking about it on the chat. As we only have a minute left to go, so we got to get on that bell, and hopefully we'll remember to hit it properly. Lucid now flying to the upside here, so that may be something for Rivian. Okay, that's my daily chart for Lucid. What, did it just IPO yesterday? Okay, so here's Lucid on the 20-minute chart. Nice bottoms at 35, so that could be another bottom pick. There's going to be a whole bunch of these today, Arun, that I feel you've already talked about. Baba making some new lows there and talking about some key levels. Lucid very, very similarly here, making some of these new lows, could hit again. So we'll wait to see if that comes through. Obviously, that's yesterday, a nice little bump up, but we'll see if we can retest some of these bottoms as we're getting ready to open up very, very soon. AMC, AMD, CCL. I do want to talk about Carnival as well. As the countdown, we're going to get ready to hit that. CCL, we're looking at $20 flat. There it is. So now the countdown's ready to go. I think we're right on right now with the countdown. So I'm not in. I mean, I'm only in CanF. 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are now open.
All right, what do we got? I am looking at that ISIG. Oh, God, there it goes. ISIG now north of 25 into 26s. I was thinking about putting a bid down, too, at 24. And, that window's closed at the very least. Okay, so it's probably going to halt up at 26.40. So ISIG about to halt at 26.40. Can we get some before it halts? I kind of joined the bid a little late on this one here. Probably not. It's going to go. Yeah. Right off the...
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Are you, we're not getting it.
Missed it too.
Yeah.
We both missed that ISIG halt. So there it is. Wow, what a good mover to the halt side there. On the upside, no surprise there that halted. So, okay, let's just move on. CanF right now doing nothing. Right back to where we got long. So good thing we cashed out of 40% of that trade, only for a whopping 4 cents. So yeah, hallelujah for that one on a nice little 4-cent winner. Let's check out what AMC is doing. We do want to buy some 27 dips. That's not happening right now. It does only dip down to 50. AMC looks like starting to go right now to the upside. We've seen AMC move like this before, so maybe it's starting to go right now. Let's punch into long here at AMC. Let's take an O's. So now we're long at 28 flat here on AMC. Hard to ignore 28.50. So if we can get up there, that's something that we'll look at there on AMC. Let's go play the alphabet game and go one more time here to AMD. That's a light position on AMC, just to let you guys know. I still want to defend that 27 area. So waiting for that one. AMD doesn't give us the dip buy that we wanted to back down in here into 151. Santa Claus saying to everybody, hold my beer. I'm not going to hit that animation. It's a bit long for right now off the open, but there goes the NASDAQ, Arun. Are you in anything long? Yeah,
so we are holding on to AMAT. Remember, we had that in the pre-market. That's up 75 cents, so up 60 cents. It's coming back a little bit, but we are long around that 159.50 and change. That's doing well, so it is moving right now. AMAT moving up towards that 161. Airbnb as well. We were in the pre-market on that as well, around that 169 and change. Now it seems to be flirting around with that 170. Let's take a quick look at the spread on Airbnb because it is jumping around quite a bit on the screen.
They're all ripping.
Are they really?
Everything is ripping like crazy. Apple up huge to 180.50 right now. I mean, look at this. Bang, $1 straight for Apple. So Apple telling people to hold their beer as well. CCL, okay, so CCL coming down. Look, so I said something earlier that I realized, and I don't know if someone tweeted at me that I was bullish on COVID. I don't even know really what that means. But what I was saying about that is that right now, I know there's cases are like at all-time highs. I just feel like we're getting past hopefully we're like getting to that peak now, and then from what I've heard and what I've seen about Omicron, and again, don't take any either financial or medical advice from me or anything, but I'm just trying to be positive on that, and I feel like if CCL gives us an opportunity to buy, I think that you could buy some of these dips, and that really bluer skies are ahead, and maybe that's just me thinking positively, and my bad doing that one. What's up, Brendo?
Big volume spike, guys, that is Valeria. There we go. Valeria is not here right now. MFIN, big volume spike off the open there. $4 being tested, guys. This one down huge on that fraud charge.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're looking at ISIG. I can hear Pratt in the background going, good God. It looks like it's going to open at 30.35 based on right now. We still got 3 minutes left before the open would come back, or 2 minutes left. But right now, 100,000 shares, 30.35 seems to be the opening price off this halt. So that's going to be an insane open, especially if you caught it at 24. You guys were calling it well before it took out 24, and they halted at 26.40, and now it's looking at 30.35 as the next open. Okay, that's going to be ridiculous to the upside if it actually opens up there. So we'll wait, and as it gets closer, as we get, we're about, 30.32 was the last print, so about a minute and a half before we get that open. But as we get closer to that open, we'll get a more accurate number. Futures coming to the upside. I know Sean was saying Apple is taking off, so keep an eye on the futures.
Yeah.
Popping off to the upside. Maybe we can fade this. I don't know. Not yet, though.
I'm just trying to get into more names here to see, in case this market does rip. We do know some names we want to be in. So I did indicate here with Micron, we take that long, breaking through 94.90. So that's going to be our price right now, 94.90 on MU. So this is a name that I like, obviously, moving forward. We talked about them getting, it wasn't an upgrade, but just a nice positive mention there from Motley Fool, which, again, doesn't matter too much to me. It's just more that you got to get something that's in some sort of a rally mode here today. So there it goes, Micron right now with a nice win for us. Yeah, let's go, Micron. You can do it now to the upside. So happy with this trade. Happy with AMC so far. So far, so good here on some of these trades, guys. Micron continues to work. Let's see how high this can go. We do have that 97 high. I don't think we get there, but hey, on light volume, you never do know.
Yeah, as Micron takes off to the upside, I really can't seem to find anything else. I'm going to ride the ones that I have right now. AMAT up $1.36. Airbnb is just all over the place right now. It's flashing 20 cents in the money, flashing 10 cents out. Now it's 37 cents in the money. I don't know. We'll just leave it alone. The setup is good. I like the location. We'll deal with it when it gets to 172, if it gets to 172. And as I talk, we should be opening up on ISIG. If that's a 5-minute right now, no, not a 5-minute. I guess we're going to 10. So 30,
it should
50,
be, though. It should be a 5-minute.
You would think.
Though, no? Yeah.
But no, it's not going to be a 5-minute halt. So we are looking like it's going to be a 10-minute halt. That would be the next checkpoint. 29 is now the opening price based on what I'm seeing here. So it is coming down slightly. So for now, AMAT is taking off.
AMC.
Airbnb, what's the other one? This one here.
AMC?
Baba is going to the downside. And then you were talking about which one?
Yeah, I've got AMC here. It's a nice little hot one right here for me. So really happy with the way this AMC is working. It just touched out at 40. We were waiting at 50. So maybe that's a good little move there. We should take that 40 cents on a light volume day here for AMC. Let's just see. I'm still waiting to see if we can test these highs. Oh, it's this high right here, 28.50. So we've already taken out 28.40, this 28.20 level. But now it's darn it, I really hope we didn't give it up here too much and wait for too much. But we know that AMC can come back. So let's see if it gets back to the upside here on AMC. It's a name that we have, and we're long on this one at 28. It's trying to still test higher. So we'll see if that one can work. I think it can, so why not? That's going to be AMC. And then the other one that we have, which is a big guy here, was Micron. That went nicely for us, man. That went 50 cents in the money. So I think we may have to here change our expectations on a day like today, because this trade was 94.90. It ripped all the way to 94, 95.30 there, and we did not get out. And again, it took out some of those pre-market highs. Looking at a daily chart for Micron, we're already been up here before. So I guess 95, yeah, that's actually a pretty good high right there. 96. So here it comes getting faded back in. I do want to average into Micron. So down here, we do have a base at 93. We wrote down on our sticky note. I just have to go back here and double check this. That's not even the right sticky note. Here it comes right now. Thank you, Miss V is back in the building. 93.40 is sort of what we wanted to look at. So we're going to average into Micron long. I should be on, don't want to hit this. We should be on a nice long here soon. We'll average into this trade coming in. I don't know where my price is. I thought I would have been filled by now. We're waiting actually at 20 here. So we should, oh my God, did it go to 21? There we go. Okay, so there we go. So now we're long at 20. So there you go. That's how you know that at least I'm saying the truth sometimes when I'm like, oh, I missed it by a penny. Runs me over. We get those 20s. Now we're averaged in. We're looking at this 93.40, 93.80 area. I don't want to be wrong on this until we take out yesterday's bottom. So I'm going to hold this till 92, guys. Micron.
So there was a read that I had made earlier. Remember we were talking about TSP potentially fading this somewhere around that 40 mark when Brendan brought it up. I'm like, oh, it's inside resistance. Yeah, like a sucker, I waited until the open to make that decision. Where's it at now? 36.49. So yeah, it could have been a nice little fade here. It seems like if I had just put the hard trigger in south of 40, we could have gotten in just before the open. But no, I waited for the open. And by the time it opened, it was gone. So that was a huge winner to the downside if you had caught it. What is moving? Baba, absolutely going nuts now. Finally taking out 113 and moving strong to the downside. You see my bid here. It's that blue line. Why are these different colors on different charts? But anyway, here's my bid. This is my target here on Baba. We have the space. We have the risk. Why not take the shot? not. So here we are waiting for BABA. It looks like Airbnb, as strong as AMAT is almost like $2 in the money. As strong as that one is, Airbnb is still refusing to move up. And we had this issue yesterday as well. After the open, it looked like there was a little bit of strength. We saw that pop this morning around 170.5, and then we lost it, and it seems like there's some more selling. But this location is different from that. That one I had to be more careful with because of where we were, around that 172. That was like more like a decision point. We were either going to break it strong or we were going to lose it. And if we lost it, it was going to be a problem. So we walked away from it. This one, we've gotten a ton of support below us, so we're going to hold on to it. Even though it's out $1 and change right now, we've got the support, we've got the backing, so why not give it a chance to actually go and make a move? As I say this, futures going up, BABA getting crushed to the downside as it now cracked 112.50, and we're still waiting on ISP to open, ISIP to open.
All right, guys, we're in one right now. We're in SOPA right now. I'll try to talk a little bit slower, but we have to do a bang right now. If you can come see SOPA, it started to get going here on... And then I say I'm going to talk slower, and then I start talking faster. Anyway, SOPA just went to 1570 there. Wow, that was a good move. SOPA against Society Pass. We know about this name being added to the Russell. But what are some levels there? 16, 17 right there. I mean, I don't think we get to 22. We're in this name. This is just a daily chart, so maybe we'll have to look at a 20-minute to see again here on SOPA. Okay, so we just had that, man. We should have maybe taken that 20 cents there, whatever it was. Or sorry, 50 cents on that trade. But that high right here, 1650, made yesterday. So, you know, we've already seen this name go off from $14. So I think there is still potential here to get through 16. So let's put an offer on SOPA. Hey, man, if we could take 80 cents on this name, I think we should do that. So I'm going to put an offer near 16. We've seen it drop down off of that level to where we are now. So yeah, 16 and change. I mean, we may be giving up 50 more cents, but
29.45 on ISIG is the opening price.
Oh, wow. And also, guys, here's another one right now. We'll go back over to ISIG as Arun's on that. Look at that pickup on Micron. We talked about trying to buy the best names. We've already gotten out of a little bit. We're 57 cents in the money on this one. And then AMC is getting very, very close. Where's my average in price here? I guess do I not have a bid down here defending 27? I should. 27.21 we're at. So it goes as low there as 29. So we'll see here back into the 20s for AMC. That's a nice dip. I think we should pick them up right now, though.
Yeah, ISIG going on, well, for now, it's going to the downside, but we've seen waves like this happen before where it goes absolutely nuts. It comes down, sells a little bit, and then takes off to the upside. We're going to keep an eye. Given that it opened at 29.45, you've got to look at that 30 as a potential issue to the upside. If we break 30 and we break hard 30 fast, this could take off right towards the halt price, which should be, what, 10% would be 33, I guess? Well, 29.45, yeah, we should be somewhere around 32.5, somewhere between 32.5 and 33. Keep an eye on that if we end up going north of that opening price, which would immediately take it to 30 even. Brendan?
Another crazy mover past couple of days here. BBIO did try to bounce, failed up here at 1360, 1375 after that huge move down a couple of days back. But volume coming back in on the buy side, guys, for BBIO.
Okay, so we actually take AMD long there, and then we take it out right away. We just got that wick down here. We talked about defending some of these levels here on AMD, including that 151. So unfortunately, I mean, fortunately for us, unfortunately for shareholders, it comes all the way back down. But here we are sitting right in the teeth of this bid, right? We talked about that. It pops in there. So we were long AMD at 52, and I just took out half. Believe it or not, I took out half there at 80. Where's my chart? At 80. So we got in there, out in 52, out 81. So 30 cents right away. It popped in the blotter. I saw the money, and I was like, ow. So we took out half right there for that trade. So far, so good. Oh, hell yeah. Boom right now as Micron, the winner is in the building one more time here. Actually, I got to cancel. I don't want to get out on the way up there. We'll cancel that. But nice move here for Micron as this is now $1.35 and cruising, man. We're crushing this right now. A great trade here for Micron, defending those levels at the bottom. So there it is right there. Take that out as Micron retraces back to highs. And it's right at this 96 level, but I'm not going to dump this. We're going to hold out for it. Here's that 96. I already took took out 94. We're looking at the daily chart here for Micron. Back to, what is it, March? Back to, we're taking out new highs here. So let's see if this does want to go to 97. But Micron right now, we on one, up $1.40 right now on this Micron trade, guys. And then AMD coming back in. We're going to have to watch out for this. This is a very, very slippery slope here on AMD. It shouldn't be down this much, man. The market's only up 0.15, but you're down 1% more than that here on Advanced Micro.
Yeah, I can see you guys talking about BFRI. Yeah, BFRI is making a move as well. It kind of got below 8 and then kind of snapped back up. Now here we are just short of 9. We were as high as what, 896. And here we are trading 872. BFRI is moving strong. There's a good case to be made for that long, right around that 8 even mark. But here's my issue with 9 even. I'm going to run into resistance at 950 based on the way it's been trading in the last few days. So for me, it was 8 even on that initial move. And after that, if you're priced down there, you're holding well here and you're priced great. Risk on this was low. Now it gets a little dicier to take that 9 even into that 950. So I'm going to stay away from this unless we get back to 8, at which point I may have to make a decision on whether to go long or not. As we move, though, oh, damn, Airbnb is still losing ground here. Okay. There was some support there, but it looks like futures coming off as well. After we cracked that 90 even on the futures, we found some resistance, top end of the range. Remember, this would set up some shorts for me if we were to actually trade a little bit more negatively. Let's leave it a few more points, and if it keeps going down, we might go into the short on the future side of things. BFRI now taking out 9 even. Okay, now I don't think that 8 even is going to even matter anymore because it's hitting resistance in about 50 cents. If it were to come back down to 8, that'd be a problem for me. So the trade was there, the window was small. If you caught it at 8, golden. If not, it might be too late to get in now. I say that, and sometimes the stocks keep going. I might have to take some profit on AMAT. Do I? Yeah, I may have to respect that. I think I'm going to take some profit on AMAT here. It seems like there's something going on. Seems like
are you short or long?
Long on AMAT.
Wow. Okay, because AMD is getting pumped right now. I don't know what AMAT's doing.
Yeah, AMAT's taking off. I locked in about $1.60 on that move there, just around that 161.50 or so. Futures going back to the upside. So we're just cashing out on an AMAT. Airbnb, we need to turn around. And Baba, I'm giving Baba a huge window here to trade because there's space to the downside. I want to see what Baba's got towards that 110. So we're not even going to touch it. I am going to look for some more names here. I see that AMD was one of those names that popped off on my radar here, but not for the short though. It's the reason I'm looking for the long. It's not set up to go. I'm not going to step into the long, but the reason I'm looking for this long is because I think there could be something south of 150 that I can work with for the long. So I am going to put it out there and like maybe leave it on the table there. If we get a spin or if we get some sort of a setup south of 150, I'd look for a long there with a 146 stop or something like that. But for now, I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you about AMD because right now we have a much better position, but bigger position, I should say. I don't know if it's better or not. Our average price now 97. We're going to take a $1 hit. This is going to crack through 150. So I'm not sure why. I mean, Brendan, did we miss something about this sector here today? Because AMD is absolutely getting destroyed, and I'm really kind of wondering why. Oh, okay. NVIDIA is on one as well. So we got to very much watch out for this. We are out of AMD. This cracks through 150, man. I am going to be out. If it wants to retrace back upside, then let's play part of that one. But I'm not going to hold this anymore. It's not a big position, but it will turn me red for the day here if we do take that, despite the Micron trade. So here we go. 150, 151. That's where we're like. We're only down 80 cents. I mean, this is not a big deal here. If we were really that nervous about our position, you could just take some out. But here it goes. It's going to crack through right now. There it goes. So there's absolutely no chance of that even surviving that. But there it goes, breaking back down through 150. We'll see if we get that wick off bottom. It doesn't look like it. We just got cracked out there we got 89s there. Like, wow, what a bad price that was for us. But here we go, back up. We'll see what AMD wants to do. But this name's sick right now, and we don't need to be in this. So let's just keep on watching. Like, we're $1 in the money on Micron right now, and AMC actually, scratch that being negative. AMC here is trying to bounce. We defended that 27 just like we said we would. Win also starting to go down. So there's some names pulling back here, despite the NASDAQ. Here comes the NASDAQ. Yeah, so that's probably part of it. What's up, Brendo?
Another little one that's popped up from time to time in the past here, BFRI, getting some attention today. You can see volume today versus where it was yesterday down here Significant, to say the least. 9 being tested right now for BFRI.
It was set up on the daily.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we just got washed out on Airbnb. It's failing. It caught no strength at all. There was initial flush to the upside, but then we just couldn't maintain it. This is pretty much what happened yesterday as well, but yesterday we were priced differently. So we are going to take a hit on AMAT. Still positive though, because we took a hit on Airbnb. Still positive though, because of AMAT and BABA still working strong. So we are doing well. I'm about to step into some futures as well soon. So we're looking for shorts on the futures. BABA is doing well. AMAT, I've moved the stop up because AMAT has also started to come back a little bit. So we did lock in a nice move up here into the 160, 150s. And now we're just going to trail this out. The trail is going to be south of 160, so by the time I get out of the rest of it, it's probably going to be like a 5-6 cent winner on the remaining portion, but I am going to give it a chance to run in the event that it does run. For now, oh man, futures, okay, maybe not yet on the short for the futures. BFRI backing off the 9s. It looks like another name that I want to keep an eye on, Facebook or Meta. It is breaking to the downside, now coming back up a little bit, but I think it's interesting though where it is. It's 345 or 344, breaking through 344 inside of this zone here near the top end where there's been resistance pretty much all the way up to 356. There's a short to be made here. There's a case to be made for a short. It's just where do I do it and what is the risk going to be? I'm still waiting for that information. I don't think I'm going to be able, I don't want to put up the risk all the way to 356. I don't have the kind of downside that I would want to take that shot. So for me, it's got to be smart. I know the location's here. It's on the radar now, but I have to figure out exactly where the stop on this is. I'm going to let it trade a bit more so I can figure out that, and then we'll go from there and maybe find a trade on Facebook.
So AMC, finally, we go, wow, a nice little move back off that 27. We talked about defending that 27, man, so we do that. We took a little bit of a flyer there, which is fine, which is giving us a bad average price here on AMC, but we're still long at 22, basically as planned. So we can't defend 27 and get a much better price than 22. Obviously, it goes down to 27, so we could have had, the best price is 05, but I'm pretty happy with it, and we'll see if it can continue to go to the upside. So we did take F-sell on that break. It does bump back up a little bit here. We got 98s. We averaged into 10s. So now our average price is 5 flat. So we'll see. I mean, I didn't really like this break. It broke it, and then you got that wick off bottom there, which we don't like. So that's, it goes down as low as 95, then the buyers come in on a big buy. So we'll see if it can hold that level. I don't think it will. That's why we went short again there, is to get an average price. So let's see where this goes right now. There's CCL. We're into CCL now, and I'm just going to leave AMD alone for a minute. Our average price here on CCL is 31. So, oh man, I don't want to scalp this out for a dime, but I don't know what else is to do here. CCL does fade back out a little bit. We are trying to defend that 20 level, but again, I'm long everything in shorts F-sell. So if this market does continue to fall here, we will be in trouble. But I like the names that we have. Micron's still up that dollar. It's continued to run. Although we've made highs here at 95.80, we should probably take that. I mean, that 95.80 would be $1.60 in the money that we've just thrown away a couple times here. So let's just continue to watch these trades. AMC does pull back in. That was a good out right there. Near view up. The next out's going to be around these 70 levels. So let's see if that can continue to pump. And there it goes. F-sell right now, guys. Starting to go back to the downside. So let's see what this stock, let's see what this stock does now below $5. We are short 5. I am going to put a bid here though at 96 just to capture something if it does continue to fall down. We are short 5 flat.
See, F-sell we were talking about F-sell. Both of us were looking to short. You were in the 40s, I was in the 50s. And it got as high as 30, and as soon as it came back to 5, I'm like, I'm done. I'm walking away. I cancel the order. I'm like, I'm done. I can focus on something else. What I am focusing on, if you see it on the screen here, I am long AMD just underneath 150. I kind of got myself into that as it flushed through 150. So we are up about 28 cents. Remember, I said once it broke 150, I wanted to see some buying. I saw a nice little flush through that couldn't hold any sort of sell side activity. So I went for the long. This is the region that I wanted to go for the long, and I got the long that I wanted in the price range that I wanted, and I'm happy with the setup. So we're going to go ahead and take AMD to the buy side. All 3 stocks in the money. AMAT now $2 in the money. BABA still to the sell side, 143 in the money, and AMD struggling, but for now it is up 25 cents in the money as we are short on the other side of 150, just below it. So we are priced well. Risk on this is about $4. Hopefully we can get a nice little move to the upside. I think we have the potential to get going here on AMD to the upside. I think we can at least get to 152, maybe 153. That would be the opening range here.
Why did we cash out of that?
Which one? You had it?
Well, no, we got out on the long, and I just got back in as well on that. We were long on AMD, and it broke back down through there, and we got out, so we're going to be back into this one. But wow, yeah, it's going to have to get to 152 for us to make this money back. So I'm with you on that trade. But again, a couple wicks down into the bottom, like, I think that 149, did that actually hit? Let's go to AMD quickly here on my E-signal chart. Did we just get flushed? Yes, we did. Like, look at that flush. That was an actual print down there to 149.20. That's how crazy this sector is right now and this stock is. You're going to get monster flushes like that. So I'm actually glad that I didn't wait for too much lower than that. We got out at a 150, so we're able to get out of the way there on AMD and actually not even hurt us that much at all, as now it's going back up to the upside. So 150. My first target out, though, I will get some out at 151. I need to make back a little bit of what we lost on this name. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Micron back up to the highs. You have AMAT, I got Micron. These are just ripping up to the upside right now. Good trades here. CCL, someone said to me on the chat, they said, what are you, crazy buying CCL based on the CDC numbers, based on COVID, based on this and that? Yeah, look, I buy based on price action. I buy based on what I see. And honestly, I was just hoping to defend this $20 level. And it looks like the hope has come in, because right now, guys, we are in the money nicely on the CCL trade, actually 26 cents in the money. So let's see if that can continue to ride. We already took out, I told you we took out half for the dime piece there. And we're going to let this ride and go over there to Brendan.
NFT name, guys, just popping up. We haven't talked about for a while. Takung Art, TKAT, having a nice day here. Big volume through 450 there, which is testing some key levels over here. Not seeing any headlines, but TKAT getting some attention.
Yeah, Facebook taking off to the upside now. Okay, Facebook was in that region, or what was it, Meta in that region where I was like, oh, maybe there's a short here somewhere. I'm still looking for that info. It could still happen at some point, but I'm going to reset the order or reset the alert and see if we can't get a better location later on as AMAT takes off now. $2.50 to the upside. BABA still at 154, and then AMD on the short side. And as I look at the screen, and I'm going to do something that Mike Crehan is asking for.
Wait a minute, you're short AMD?
No. I'm going to smile. This is my smile.
Yeah, that's a smile.
That's for Mike Crehan's son. That's it. That's the only one you're getting for the day.
No, that's denied. You'll be. Yes! Boom! There it is. Yes.
That's a laugh.
Yes.
That's a laugh. That's different.
How you like that, Mike Crehan? That's for your boy right there. Okay, let's get going. Yes, Arun, big heart, but doesn't like to smile here. We've talked about why that happens on the show, and all business, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, so AMC, we got a piece out there. Look, it bounced off VWAP. It didn't do anything too much nice. Let's do something else here. You like? This is going to be for your son as well. There, Superman is in the building there. Hopefully you guys all were able to see that movie. Okay, I'm getting out of this if it breaks through 54. I think through 50 on CCL. We let this ride all the way up to the top side there. I understand that I probably missed this 61 right there, and now I just, we've already resisted that bump up, and then it faded all the way back down. So hey, I'm with you guys on some of this talk. I don't necessarily want to be long CCL for all day. I don't know. The market is going to be coming back down. We will take, and here I am talking fast again, we will take this out if it breaks back down through 2050. So just mark that down. We'll take the 20 cents on this break back down through 2050. So watch out for that one coming through. Unfortunately, though, okay, so AMC still 10 cents in the money. Micron still ripping, and I don't really want to get out of this one. SOPA. Okay, so we should have took that 70 cents. Like, why we didn't do that, I don't know. But right now, it is starting to make new lows here on the day. Well, not new lows on the day, but I can't look at the day chart. We have to look at the 20-minute chart here for SOPA. So this is what we're sort of doing, and this is not a heavy position. All we're doing is waiting to see if this wants to pop one more time. So we do have a base there at 14. But if you even like down tick this even lower, it's like 12.50. So I'm going to hold this name. We won't be averaging in too much more to this. I'm trying to see if this is going to rip up. This is just like one of those flyer. We'll see. We used to do a lunch money trade, where we were like, which trade maybe makes you that lunch money and or cost you a lunch. That's kind of like what this trade is. Let's just see if it wants to work to the upside. We'll make or lose $50, something like that on SOPA. Let's see if it goes. If it goes even higher, then that's great. We may average in if it does come back down into this area of 13, but for right now, we're just going to sort of let this one ride and see where we go on SOPA. But other than that, man, the only other name that I'm really concerned about right now is FCell, and I'm not concerned. It's just we do have shares on this one. It's starting to make new lows here. Hopefully we can crack below. We are bidding 96 here on FCell, and we are short 5 flat. So again, thank you so much. Oh yeah, got it. Here we go. Got it. My wife loves you too. Trader TV, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah, that's Prad is Mr. Steal Your Girl. So I brought that. No, you chill, Prad. That's the name that I've given to Prad for his relationship to Ms. V, but it's a great relationship. We're so super proud of the way that Memes and Movers / Market Movers has taken off. And I got to thank everybody out there for the success of that show as well. But really, it's Miss V and Trader Prad that owns the success for that show. We're just happy to give them both the opportunity to shine. So, okay. Oh, by the way, and I'm not going to ask Valeria for a political opinion here, but I was watching CNBC this morning, and something that could happen, the guy gave it a 20% chance there that Russia invades Ukraine. So that's a 20% chance. And trust me, if that happens, that ain't good for the stock market, because that's going to do the division between, again, the U.S. is going to, I mean, I don't know what Joe Biden's going to say, but the U.S. is going to have to get involved. China's probably going to have to get involved. China probably won't, but they probably should. So that's going to, maybe they shouldn't, but that's going to create some more hostilities in this market. So that is another situation here for the market. You may want to stay in a little bit of cash. The guy was even predicting possibly February. There's 100,000 Russian troops at the border right now. So just watch out for that one. That is something that's going to be now on my mind because you never know. You got to be safe. And that's something else that could spark this market back to the downside. So a negative catalyst right there, possibly coming with Ukraine and Russia. Keep that in mind, guys. You didn't hear it first here, but we are talking about that now. So over now to the big screen. It's Brendan, and we'll have a look at the big board, see what's happening worldwide.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Here we go. Look at North American markets. Still positive for the S&P 0.2 now. If you remember when you first joined us at 8:30, dead flat for all three of these. So the Dow, 0.25%. You can see the Russell kind of mixed, basically flat. The NASDAQ struggling a little bit. Definitely the laggard of the U.S. indexes right now. TSX back open here for the first time in a few days in Toronto. Back to the upside, 0.5%. We mentioned Tesla in the pre-market, looking a little bit weak. We're right back to 1080 right now, so we'll see if we can get back to that 1,000 mark for Tesla. Support coming into play, though, from yesterday right now for Tesla. Ford, the other one we had on the list this morning. Randy ran away, but Ford making some moves as well. Back to the downside, guys. Back over to you.
Just quickly there goes SOPA. So diamond hands not. We said that we were just trying to make our lunch, so there it is. We've already done that right now on SOPA. So now we'll see if it can continue to go back up to the upside right now on this one. And one of the comments that makes absolutely no sense here, and we purposely do this on the show. We purposely don't really talk politics or vaccines and recommendations on stuff like that. And like I said, should the U.S. get involved or not? I mean, I don't know. It's a risk, but this doesn't make any sense here. Finspiration, Sean, please no politics. It's not correlated. Politics is not correlated with the stock market. I was born at night, but as they say, not last night, guys. Politics plays, I can't even think of a more major role in the market, especially these days right now when you get that. But then someone did say that there's Russian, and again, I don't know, and this is what I mean, that I don't want to quote what Russia's going to do or what Ukraine's going to do or any defense, anything like that. But I mean, someone said that Russia pulled out their troops. So again, I don't know. That's why we have Brandon. That's why you guys have your own news sources. Some people don't even trust CNN, right?
Double check everything.
I mean, double check everything. I'm just saying to you guys that it is a factor, and those of you guys on the chat know what's good, and just be very, very careful looking at that. But what we have to be careful about maybe is AMD right now. It just went to 151. I mean, 152 is a nice take for us. So I'm debating putting an order right now near 151.30, taking that dollar right now on AMD, and then leaving about a third of it to see if we run higher. Good trade on that one. I just wish I never got dumped out of my AMD there.
Well, no, I dumped mine.
Oh, you got out? Okay.
Yeah, no, something wasn't right. It doesn't feel right.
I still don't think it feels right.
I like the idea of the long south of 150, but something about the sell side activity bothers me. So I'm going to kind of stay away from this. I might come back to this idea later. And of course, this can pop without me, and that's perfectly fine. But I'll stand by what I see here, and if something doesn't look right in terms of the sell side activity. So I'm just going to walk away from this for now, and then we'll come back to it if in the event that we get back underneath 150 again. But I am riding the other two. AMAT, almost $3. We're at 285 in the money, and BABA $2.30 in the money. Futures still haven't made a decision, so I haven't made a decision. I'm looking to potentially short, but I mean, the way it's trading, it's not ready to go just yet. So we're going to walk away from the futures idea, and we're going to put a pause on what's called AMD's idea for the long. We're just going to ride that AMAT move to the upside, which is now north of $3. And BABA is still going. Again, we're getting closer to our first target, which is sitting somewhere close to 111. So that'll be a nice little almost $3, like $2.90 or so, $2.80 something cents if we get the fill to the downside. We're getting closer and closer, but here we go. As we get closer to that 111, I'll be able to take my first exit. Remember, we've already taken our first exit on AMAT. In terms of new positions, I mean, the only thing I can potentially see, and this has got this is one of those trades that's going to take some time, is LABU. I'm looking to potentially short this south of 36. It's not ready just yet. Is it? Yeah, it's Amex. Okay.
What the hell?
It's somewhere around 36. I need to see a lot more trading, but again, this board is pretty thin right now. Not a whole lot of alerts going off. We've given up on FSL, so I'm gonna kind of just back off a little bit, wait for the information from LABU if we get that set up, and then again keep an eye on AMD for the potential move in the event that we get south of 150 one more time. It does look like they want to pull some bids in here, so it is struggling to go to the upside. But upside still, though, it is still moving to the upside. Futures coming off a little bit, not enough to go for the short.
A little bit here.
Yeah.
We finally did get FSL going to the downside, so we now have a dime piece on FSL here. But I don't know. We're just going to wait to see how far this can fall. We've already taken some more out. We took some 96s, 95s. We took a 92, and we maybe should take a 91 now as well. People asking what the hell's going on with Palantir, and that's the same thing I'm going to ask to Brendan right now. Palantir just getting killed right now. Kathy woodshedded right now on Palantir to the downside. So come on, Aunt Kathy, let's go. Punch that key for a couple milli here on Palantir. What's up, Brendo?
Yeah, I'm just going to check on that, definitely. ISIG, guys, breaking back below that 26 area, which was where we halted on the way up this morning. But I just checked. It's $1.66 per share for us to short ISIG. So tread lightly on that one.
That's right up Arun's alley there.
Yeah.
So, I'll get the short if Arun does. So Palantir right now back into a level that's obviously pretty concerning for me as well. And again, I'm not... we've dumped some Palantir shares, but we still are a shareholder. I'll tell you when we're finally out of it. But I'm not. That's going to be never, because I believe in this name. I think it can work for the long run. There are obviously issues right now. As today, I don't know. I was not expecting this, man. Palantir's battled off this 1780 a couple times, so that's why we're long. We're long into this 1780. It breaks below. We want to get out of that and then see where we settle. So for right now, I don't know why my chart's not loading more than this, but Palantir's had a great year, but not a great month or two. So, like a lot of these names here, T-Doc's at the bottom, back to 52-week lows. Some of these, these more, I don't know, I don't want to call this a reopen play, but some of these plays that were working in 2021, definitely not working right now. But we're going to take a long year on Palantir. We're already long at 96. You could see that we took that into that move. So if we're lucky enough to get some 10s out right now on a bump, I think we should do that. And all we're doing is scalping. We're actually doing pretty good today, holding some of these trades. We have SOPA. That was a good one, man. Back up to 15. We're going to hold the rest. See if we can make more than just a lunch trade on that one. AMC. We take in profit. Woo, okay, AMC just dropped all the way down. I don't have too many shares on this name, but maybe this is another reload area. I don't have any buys down here. AMC, it's 27.50. My order must have got canceled. 27.50 is sort of where we wanted to defend. We went down to 27.60 there. I'm going to throw it over to Arun. I think I closed here it is. The 20-minute chart. Yeah, so there's that. I'm surprised I didn't have a bid down here. So we can go put another bid right now. Getting out if it breaks back down below 26.50 though on AMC. It's starting to get a little spicy down here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Shout out to SAB's podcast here for the $10 there. No question. If you wanted to ask the question, or if you didn't put the question in there, just go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll keep an eye out for your question if you have one. But for now, BABA heading down to the downside. Good. Come on, we just need to go another 30 cents or so to get me some exits here. So first exit should be coming in soon if we can maintain this pace to the downside on BABA, and then AMAT. Complete opposite direction here, right? Going right back to the upside. Still going strong. So all I'm doing is moving the trailing stop up. So at this point, we've cashed out what we needed to. We made the $1.50 on the first half. We're going to leave it alone and just trail it through. At this point, just nothing else we can do. So, right? And we're waiting for some more trades here at some point.
Oh,
maybe Palantir might come up. What's up?
Yeah, FSL just absolutely tank city right now. We just took an 87. And by the way, we are back into AMC. AMC we got taken out, but look at that. That's that wick off bottom. So I'm going to go back long, triple the shares I had on this move downside. So it could be triple the loss. Well, it won't be, it'll be, probably will be triple the loss here. And we're only going to give this trade, though, 20 cents. If it takes out this bottom, then we're gone. Maybe that's the indicator that we want to go back up. And because we have so many shares, man, if we can get this thing back up into like the mid 27s, that would be a fantastic trade for me today. So we're going to watch out for that. FSL now just to tank city, continuing on FSL back down to 84. Give it to us, Brandon.
I just had an alert there on this. Too simple again. TSP trying to hold, I guess, 34, keeps breaking. And then there's a bid there that lifts it back up. But what a fade. I think, Arun, you were talking about this. A huge move. 41 back to 34 here for TSP.
I don't trust anything.
I was talking about that. Damn it. I waited until the open. But yeah, south of 40 would have been the short. That's what I was looking for. 45 was nice resistance. There's a trade to be made there. But I don't want to look at that chart because that chart really bugs me because I had the read and just waited a little too long to take the shot. But we are waiting. Baba's so close to giving me a fill, and it doesn't give me a fill. Okay, fine. I guess we're still waiting. But here we are, still trying to get some out here on Baba soon. It should be coming in soon. That'll be like $2.70, maybe 80 cents or so by the time I get the fill. And then AMAT we're waiting for. I see you guys talking about BFRI. BFRI is moving strong towards that 950. If we actually end up making a move towards that 10 even, that could get dicey to the upside. I think that's something to keep an eye on for sure.
This trading isn't working out very nice right now because, AMC, yes, sir. I have taken some out, man. So now we're out of half of the position that we had, and now we're going to try to hold this. And normally we've been holding AMC for much, much longer. So now we're just going to see if it wants to retrace back to the upside now. Now that we've gotten some risk out, at least if we get taken out down here, it won't be that big of a hit now as we have scalped a little bit out. And this is just getting back to the basics here on some of the stocks. Like we don't need to hold things to the moon today. I just don't think it's going to happen. You've seen the NASDAQ just do this all morning. Like how as day traders really, I don't think you have a futures position on, do you, Arun?
Not yet.
Pardon?
Not yet.
Not yet, right. Yeah, like I just don't see anything down here unless you somehow bottom picked about 5 minutes ago on the NASDAQ. I mean, it's still stuck in the middle. So I think it's the right decision, okay, AMC, to try to scalp some of these out. And look at the positions we're in. 15-cent winner FSL. Right now, whatever, it was 20 cents on AMC, but that's going to bounce around. We just talked about that. AMD here was just 20, 30 cents. And look at this, starting to barcode as well, but that's a winner here. CanF, put me to sleep, baby. That one's not doing anything. Micron up $1.20. Palantir, how high did we go there? We only went to 05, but we got a nice little win here on Palantir on a decent amount of shares there, down into resistance again. And then SOPA, we have this one, but not much happening there for SOPA as it just did take that out again. We'll wait to see if that goes. And then just an update on CCL. It does crack below 50, and unfortunately we got out, and then it came right back up. So that's an out there for CCL, but that's a win. And then we traded Ethereum a little bit here. We should have held that one as that continues to go to the upside as well. But there goes AMC now. Maybe another piece here as it's bounced off 99 3 times right now.
Yeah, and look what AMD just did. Back to 150. This is my concern with AMD, is that there was some sell side activity left on the board that we were like, something looked off. And that's why we kind of walked away. The long is still on the table.
Look at the
we
futures,
just need the setup. Futures coming off as well. Now breaking 81s. This could open up some shorts for me, actually. A little bit more. I'm going to wait a little bit more. I don't want to rush into it just yet. But I am waiting on shorts for futures. Might still happen. AMD, the scenario where I could get some longs on AMD, that situation is getting smaller and smaller because this is setting up more and more towards the sell side. So I'm not going to step in to the buy just yet. It's going to have to do a lot for me to kind of step in, even though it's in the range where I can go for the long. And BABA, so I looked at the exact low of this BABA, this bar right here. 111.13 was the low. My bid was at 111.13, so I got no volume, no help. They just came, took a look, filled some other ECNs, and then didn't give me anything and took off to the upside. So I'm not going to be greedy. Clearly, I'm choosing the right location.
Come on, futures.
Take the 50s. I walked away with some of it, and then we'll just run the trail stop on the rest. As the futures take off to the downside, that's my signal to put some orders in to get some shorts on the futures if we can get back up into the 80s.
Yeah, hopefully that can happen for all of us here in the future as well, start to move back upside. We're just realizing here that we got cracked on Palantir. It was a nice move to the upside, and now it doesn't really want to continue said move to the upside. So we are going to have to wait here on Palantir, see what this is going to do now. Hopefully a battle back upside. Not sure, though, on PLTR. Yeah, damn it, right back into where we were. So we did have a good opportunity to get out there. It doesn't look like that's going to come through right now, though, on PLTR. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to get out at 18 a little bit there. I don't want to. And then maybe at 18.05. But we got to hold on to something here. So let's see what Palantir does exactly want to do here into this move down. I mean, the NASDAQ's just getting pretty cracked here. Did we go longer? Yeah, we did. We went longer here on AMD at the bottom. So we were waiting for this trade. So whether or not it works or not, let's just give this some work here to see. We did take that long on AMD, breaking back down now through 150. We do have a bottom there. I got to make sure that I do have a stop order, but I don't. So let's do some work here on AMD. I mean, maybe we take that bottom, a break of 149 back down to the downside now. Not really much there. What's this? What are these levels? Yeah, 149. So if this doesn't hold 149, man, we got to get out of this one. That's going to be AMD. I heard a call for somebody, so what up?
Just be aware, guys, if you're watching Meta platforms, a few sources circulating. Some headlines here. Facebook trying to stir up political division to forestall tougher rules on social media. So there was a flush there, 348 down to 345. We're breaking two-day lows for FB.
I was looking at Facebook for that short around 344. Are you serious? I backed off because it came off of that 344 area after kind of coming right through there into the 4350 and then went to 45. There's AMAT just got trailed out, so we're going to be flat and now be short on BABA and BABA only. I'm definitely looking for shorts. I was still trying to figure out what the risk on this was going to be, and now I know what it's going to be, and it seems like it's going to be somewhere inside of 347. So I'm going to wait to see if I can get a fill. I do like Facebook on the short side, and Meta on the short side, and any move to the upside, I'm going to go ahead and take a short and use 347 and change as my stop.
All right. Yeah, I'm sort of, we just got stopped out of AMD one last time there. So AMD continues to go down. Again, we tried it. We tried one more time. And I've been, burned by keep on doing this. So there it goes to the downside, a big crack down there. I was not expecting this from the NASDAQ, man. We're starting to make different levels here. Maybe we need to review that NASDAQ trade because it's continuing to just flop down here, man. Santa Claus rally getting stoned right now to the downside. So we'll have to wait to see where it goes from here. But some of these trades that we have are coming back in. I want to hold Micron, man. But again, it's like, do we bother to hold if the NASDAQ, I mean, we're only down 0.46. Like the NASDAQ can go down like 1.5%. This could get a lot nastier here. So I don't know if the moves are done, but I think picking up Micron, we just made a nice little bottom there, 94.70. This could be something to pick up. So we already have a nice little dip buy into here. Let's put another one downside, maybe a little bit higher, like 94.60, something like that. See if we can't pick something up on the downside here for Micron. So that's definitely something that I'm interested in. A strong name today into a weak market. If we ever do retrace back upside, maybe we do get a good opportunity here for Micron to get back up to the upside. So without getting too crazy, I think we can do some dip buys here on Micron, guys.
Yeah, market's unloading at this point. I can't get that short on the futures anymore. It's gone too far. Okay, so we're going to cancel the orders on the futures and let the futures go because the window is closed for potential shorts. It had to be done somewhere up here, and the setup wasn't coming in fast enough. So here we are walking away. We're going to stick with BABA as the only trade I've got. AMD accelerating to the sell side, futures accelerating to the sell side.
Yeah.
All the stocks are moving hard and fast. Let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ contract. And what are we doing? NASDAQ down 0.6%, so further down than the S&P is. And yeah, that's down, what is this, like about 100 points or so in the last 10 minutes. Here we are on the NASDAQ futures, breaking down. Let me take a quick look at the NASDAQ daily to see where we can potentially get some support. We should have some support around here in that 400 area, but again, the space was there for the short, but now we're hitting some resistance. If we're going to turn, we got to turn quick. If we go another about 50 points or so, we're going to crack that support area, and then downside is wide open on the NASDAQ. So keep an eye on how we play in the next 50 points. There should be some support we can work with. If we don't get it, this market's gone, and that's a problem. That's the problem. Then we go back down to the S&P contract. That's still got space. Remember, I said 43 to 47.30. That's still got 40 points in space to the downside. So you might get a nice little move to the downside before we hit our next support level. So given the way the market is moving, it has to hold here or we're going to see a little bit more. So just keep an eye on. If you've got longs, maybe just be careful with them. If you've got shorts, like I'm writing that BABA, we're going to let them go. Let the market take it wherever it wants to go. Now it's looking like it wants to take that 110. We're getting closer and closer to that 110, so we're just going to ride this one out on BABA and maybe find some more trades. I'm still trying to get into Facebook here as Facebook moves up, bouncing actually. Nice little bounce on Facebook. That's an odd thing to say as I'm looking to short.
I just try to get long softy there.
Yeah, I'm trying to short Facebook or Meta as I know the daily is being hit on the NASDAQ contract. That's going to be a problem. Man, okay, I got to get my head around that idea.
Let's go. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here right now. Palantir on the battle back. What a good reload opportunity that was right there. We're out at 99s there, now out at 04s on PLTR. Good trade for me on that one. Back up to the upside. And look at AMC. Run, little man, run. All the way back up. Look at that. This was a name that we did. So a nice little reload there on AMC, back up to the upside and starting to cash out some of this. So what's been hitting me on AMD now, making that money back on our friend AMC there. Did SOPA just, hell yeah, it's a lobster kind of chicken dinner winner. This is not a chicken dinner winner, guys. There it is. What's up, Kentucky Fried Chicken right there? Look at SOPA. Hallelujah. That just comes in there, guys. Like as if we were sitting at 16 there. Like literally 15.9. Well, it doesn't matter. You can get it right now. But 15.97 there. Is that my print? Was it 97s? Well, yes, it was. We were just sitting there. Didn't even realize what was going on there. But the reason why we're sitting there is into this 16. We talked about the high being 16.50. And what we were going to do was average into SOPA here and just hope and pray that this was going to happen. And it does. So there goes SOPA. Let's go. That's a good trade for me. First time today for this one. Money on SOPA. If we just stayed away from AMD, it feels like every day we have one problem. Whoa, wow. There goes SOPA again, guys. Big trade there for SOPA. And obviously I miss Microsoft down there at 340. That's crazy. But hopefully Microsoft does come back in. But there goes Society Pass. That was a good trade, man. And like I said, we just hoped and prayed that that was going to go back up to the upside. And there it goes. Nice move there. This was just a flash in the pan. It's not a lot of money. Just can't believe that happened right there. So nice move there for SOPA. Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, a few opportunities to discuss in small cap world today. YGMZ, I mentioned just before the open there, was saying if it gets to 2, I'll probably be done. Took my trade at the open. Worth noting, you can see this huge volume spike that came right at 2. Somebody posted about 100,000 shares, instantly got filled, and that's what that spike was right at 2 there. So we are kind of trending back to where it was yesterday, around 180. Shift Pixie. 190 and then $2 was an issue if you go back out to the daily chart. Did give you a really nice test there at 190. I missed that, so kind of chased it a bit. That one will continue to see if we can get back into some of these areas from yesterday. If you remember, huge volume came into this yesterday when we got back above $1. So if we can maybe get down to 120, 130 even, might be a good idea for Shift Pixie. BBIO, I mentioned very quickly there, broke 1350 on huge volume. That continues at this point. So back to day highs here on the long side, 1440 now for that BBIO, guys. Back to you.
As Facebook bounces, I'm looking to get that short. We were talking about this earlier. I am looking to get some shorts on this one here, especially because I was looking at that 344 level. We finally took it out. Seems like there's some selling left on the table. So we'll go ahead and take that short if we can get the fill. We're going to leave the order there for that fill. And then AMD, I'm still keeping an eye out for AMD. As long as we don't crack 146 on AMD, the long is still on the table. We just got to get the setup proper. It has got downside momentum. The setup is, I want to say, once it gets back above 150 and kind of tests a couple times down below and we kind of maintain strength at that point, maybe I'll step in. But for the time being, we're going to keep an eye on AMD. We've got the order on Facebook or Meta, and then we're still riding BABA, which is now $3.14 in the money. Futures, I'm still open to the idea of shorts on futures here. Although we bounced sharply from the bottom end of this range here, around that 47.70, it's got to happen somewhere in that 47.85. So we do need that 10-point move up and then stall, and then we can go for the short again. But if it just goes straight up, I'm going to kind of sidestep this and walk away from it. But for now, we are looking at potential trades on the futures and AMD, and we're still trying to get that fill on Facebook.
Look, we don't talk about share size, but again, and we've talked about why we don't. But at the same time, I don't have a problem telling you what this trade was. And when we got stopped out there and saw that wick, I told you I was going 3 times longer. So all of this trade was one trade. Then we went 3x longer. We may even gone even more than that. It might have been 3 to 4, 3.5 times or so, but roughly 3 times longer trading down there at that level. And we were using that 60 as a bounce off. So that was going to be roughly 20 cents worth of risk. So it went upside. We took a little bit off just in case we were going to be wrong. And then when it came back down, and we were very, very confident, especially when we saw it bounce one more time off 60 there, we took it again on an 80 break one more time. So back-to-back 80 breaks there, and then a takeoff right up to VWAP again, and we took that out. So, I mean, this stock for me today, really going to be my number one. Well, we'll see. Micron's going to be my number one. Oh, by the way, check out Micron. I mean, you want to get another buy there that we had. I don't know if this is going to moon or not. We watched Don't Look Up last night. So if you look up there, you may see that moon getting taken down. But there it is right there, a nice Micron. Again, we talked about reloading a strong name. We did that on Micron, saving. These are day savers right here, some of these calls, guys. CCL, when he took that 20 pennies. Let's go back over to Brendo.
ASTR, guys, one of those satellite space type companies getting flushed, 740 down to $7 there. This volume came in after there was a short call on this. Kerrisdale Capital saying they're short this stock. I feel like somebody might have known already because it was down significantly before that. So ASTR, heads up.
All right. Just quickly, Arun, before I'll throw it back to you, we'll go, whoa, 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 whoa. It's kind of how we feel like today with the market starting to finally take off. And then look at Palantir again, like, you know, we're going to do this over and over and over again on this stock. I rarely hold for monster winners. Palantir has been a really funny stock. But again, when you see that kind of come into levels of support that we like down here, I mean, I was surprised it came down to 1780. But right there, you know, we did phone Aunt Kathy and tell her to buy millions of shares. And it looks like maybe she did that. So Palantir all the way to the upside. And of course, she's not my aunt, nor did we phone her. So a nice little move back up to the upside. And then celebrating this Micron, like this for me, really, this is kind of a flossing move for me because it's just all the way back up to the upside. We picked the right name. I know you still got a banger there on Alibaba as the market continues to go to the downside, but we've been supporting some of these longs, and yeah, it has worked out swimmingly on some of these names.
Yeah, Baba coming back up. So we are in trail mode on Baba here. It's going to be somewhere north of 111.50. I mean, at this point, it's $2.73 in the money. We're going to let it go as far as it possibly wants to go. But at the same time, be aware of the fact that Baba on the daily, let me get the daily chart up for you guys. Baba on the daily is hitting this level from back on the 3rd, where there was a ton of volume. Remember that day we flushed through 120 and then all the way down to 110? We caught a ton of volume around that 111, 110 area, even when we got below it. So I do have to respect that area. So trail mode as much as I possibly can, give it as much space as I can without giving back too much profit. We are at a location where we could snap back. So I'm aware of that, but I'm still gonna let it move around. So I'm gonna keep it just north of 111.50 and change, just to protect the trade. Now, AMD is still going sell side, and Facebook, we've picked up some shares on Facebook south of 344. This was the area we were looking at. So here we are able to finally get in on that trade as it looks like it's setting up to the sell side. Hopefully we get another little move to the downside on the futures. Futures, S&P, or not the S&P, we were talking about the NASDAQ, this one right here. NASDAQ sitting, again, at some support around that 16.4. We looked at it on the daily. It is, if it's going to bounce, it's got to bounce there. That's what we were talking about. This has got to be the location. This area has to hold. If we end up below 350, 16,350, it could become a problem. So if we're going to bounce and turn this day around, it's got to happen right here, right now. Well, not right now, but it's got to happen right here, because if it doesn't, it starts to leak, then again, could be a problem later on. But here we are. Most stocks are bouncing. It seems like Baba wants to go back up. Futures, S&P 500 futures, the E-minis bouncing from that 47.70 low, so back into the mid-range. Idea for the short is still on the table, but I mean, it's just like that AMD read where the potential read is getting tougher and tougher to make the long rate keeps doing this. So we're going to kind of put it on pause for a little bit. I still like the idea of the short, but it's got to do so much more to activate that short. We're just going to ride the trades that I have left. If there's some trades that you guys are in that are moving fast and hard, put in the chat. I'll take a look and maybe I can participate as well.
Yeah, I was looking at this. Good talk there for sure. As AMC right now back taking out some of these highs, 40 cents now in the money on that one. As Palantir, we've just basically scalped out almost everything of Palantir. I only have 20% left on this name. It's out all the way up. And then, of course, if it comes to VWAP, we take that out and we will wait to get reloaded on that one, and we'll roll the dice back downside with this name for sure, Palantir. What I was going to talk about was FCell. So again, we're short at 06 now, or at 10 now. So this is that trade. It already went down. We've already got bottom picked. We did great, I feel like, getting out of some of these shares down here in the low 90s and then again the low 80s where we resisted 85. We actually have an 84 print in our account and an 85 print. And then we just took a 99 print there on the way back in. So, this is 13 cents in the money. We'll see if it continues to fade out right now. Okay, that's that. So AMD, we could talk about that. Where's SOPA right now? Okay. I mean, look, this is, yes, finally happy with this one that we don't get flushed down the toilet. Hey, I think I'm having pretty fun there on that one. But, I did want to show something here. I tweeted out on my sticky note, I got to say what's up to Jam on it, my friend. He said, banish this button. So we do have, I'm going to actually hit this button for you right now just to show you what it means. It's everything turning red. That is the red button. And where did he find that, guys? He found that on the sticky note right here. So we have something called a stream deck. So there it is right there. What else do you want to see? Let's see this one. This is Eat. So this is Eat Sean. So watch out. I'm going to push this button right here. Eat. Watch what happens. This is Neil eating Sean. Wow. Right there. So anyways, thank you so much for all of that. Well, I want to check out Rivian. Rivian below 100 is what we sort of talked about there. We also talked about shorting FCell. FCell actually is my number one stock today. So we talked about that. MU, long MU. And MU, right now, MU and FCell are battling for my number one stock. SOPA, if we had more shares, would have been, because that's a great trade for me. And then AMC, another good, what I want to talk about on AMC too was, you see all of these outs on the way up. I mean, someone said great trade for me on the risk and reward. And before we got sidetracked with a few other things, I was giving up 20 cents down there. When we went long at 80s, like we're up, getting out at 40s. I mean, some of these were 10s, so that's like a 1.5 to 1. And then we're up here at 2 to 1, and even better than 2 to 1 up there. So now we can sort of let this fade back down. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. But right now, AMC, a nice trade working for us. I apologize if we were called for Brendan. Were we or no? No. Okay, good. So take it away, Arun. It's 10:30. Wow, that went pretty fast.
Yeah. I'm looking at the chat, guys saying Neo, TCAT. I am looking at those names. I'm putting alerts out because I think Neo is probably the best read so far I can make. It's moved so fast that I want to see what it does when it gets back above 88. Now, I may miss this trade by waiting for this, but I do want to see what it does if it gets back above 28 even. If we get that option where it kind of moves up, fails, and then comes back down, then I'm going to go for the short. But I don't want to jump in just yet, but I am looking at that. And before we go to Brendan, someone said my favorite NBA player is Kawhi. Why not, man? He won a championship for Toronto. Come on now.
Do you know why?
I do know why.
Yeah, exactly.
But he also won a championship for Toronto, and we live in Toronto. So, hey. Brendan?
Just looking at CalMain, CALM, just popping up on volume here. That's that asterisk space. Still pretty thin for CALM, but 570,000 or so. There was an offering aftermarket. I think that's why it was down. 36 holds for support. So heads up, trying to head back higher as well for calm. Today we should all remain calm on a day like today. Miss V is watching what's happening over in Europe. I guess the answer would be not a lot, but tell them what's up, Miss V.
Hey, Brandon, European markets are slightly down. Media and retail sectors are among top performers, with Marks and Spencer trading in London is up around 2%. Back to you.
Yeah, same story on the North American side of things. I just saw 0.000 on the ES, guys.
Yep, yeah, I'm seeing that now. But on the NASDAQ, we're seeing minus 0.28. Is that Marks and Spencer, the clothing? Like the clothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wow, okay, I didn't realize they're still around. What's up? Shout out to Tip Top Tailors here in Canada. I don't know if they have that in the United States, but Mark's Work Warehouse maybe is what I was thinking about there. Just to talk a little bit about what we have on board here, because what I was going to talk about was CanF here, actually. That's the name I wanted to look at before we went. This is not doing anything, man. Like, I'm glad we took some out. This is costing me a coffee. It's not much right now. We'll see what's going to happen, but CanF right now, I'm okay, Randy. Thanks for asking. But this is, I don't know what to do with CanF. I'm going to wait for this one and just hope that it can somehow make a move back up to the upside here. I don't expect anything at all from this name. We're just kind of stuck here waiting for it. I may get out of Micron. The NASDAQ is trying to bounce a little bit here. We have a great call off that last bid there, 94.69. We're $1 in the money now, or whatever, I guess it's 90 cents in the money on this name, and it continues to work. AMC's starting to get another bid through it. So, I mean, we're just sort of stacking up some cash right now. FCell, we just took another out. We talked about that as well. Very light on FCell, about 15% of the position left initially on FCell, so that's going to be a good one to go. AMC, we did take a piece out when it cracked through 27, but we're still holding on to 20% of that trade as well on the upside. Micron, we already talked about that. Palantir, I tried to get a reload, missed me. I don't think this happened. 98s, yeah. We're at 96 again, so we did not get the reload, but that's still continuing to work. Let's check back in on CCL. Wow, did I make a mistake getting out of that one? We bottom picked CCL, so that was like, yeah, buddy, but WTF on the out there. Got nervous. You guys scared me with those CDC numbers. Should have just stuck with what we were talking about. And then, you know what, Arun? I'm going to give credit to you on this one, my man. Oh, no! I'm still going to give credit to you because you asked if you wanted, I asked you if you wanted Rivian shorts, and the short was to go through 100. And I missed this short, but I also haven't traded it yet. So I've paid for the shorts and not traded it yet.
Tell us how expensive those whopping shares were, Sean.
Less than 1 cent.
Yes.
So I thank you for bringing that up. So that's why I'm not overly upset. Like if I had to pay, $100 or something like that for this, and I'm sitting here, taking that whole 100 and not trading with it, then that would have been a problem. But the fact that we didn't spend that much, again, like a cup of coffee, as we said, less than a penny. You can get, like I said, 1,000 shares there. Was that going to be $10? So, for a cup of coffee, you sit here and wait to see what Rivian does. But at the same time, man, that math might not even be right. As you see here, $100 breaking there. It broke. The real trade was, I guess, it broke clean. It broke clean 100 and just kept falling. Went all the way to 98 and change before making a move all the way back up. So this is a name. We talked about retracement trading yesterday. This is a name here. What I think you got to get on that, because if this comes anywhere back to the upside, we've seen it hit this VWAP and then fallen right back down. So Rivian, again, another name, guys. Like, you got to sometimes trade what's on your list and not get distracted, and sometimes that hurts. So Motley Fool here today on a Micron upgrade long, right? FCell short. Rivian, look to break below 100. Support at 96. I mean, we basically nailed this trade, the whole trade right there. And then CanF, we just said possibly for a runner there. We didn't taking profits on it, but that hasn't really moved. So darn it, man. Follow your own strengths there. The sticky note again, guys, seems to be right. So we're all dazed out here, but we should have hit that short in the sticky note. We called 96 support, tried 97. That's a $3 clean break there that we should have had, guys.
Yeah. Facebook. That's what I was looking at. So I've walked away from that Facebook trade. I made like 5 cents or something like that on that trade. We're walking away from something ain't right. South of 344. It seems like there's buyers still coming on board. It makes sense with the NASDAQ where it is that buyers would step in. I was going short. This was what was confusing me earlier about going short on Meta versus the NASDAQ sitting at a major level that we can potentially bounce right back up from. I was kind of contemplating which direction to go with. I went for the short anyways, and then as soon as I saw the buying, I'm like, nope, we're walking away. So we're going to net positive on Meta, but we are walking away from that short idea. We're going to ride the short on BABA because it's doing its own thing. It's got its own little catalyst, so we're going to leave that alone. I am noticing that one of the names that Brendan was talking about, and we should have paid more attention to this because, damn, it's been quite the run. MFIN, once it took out 450, it is gone. It is now sitting just south of 6, and that would have been a great reversal trade here. right 450. That was the location where we kind of hesitated in the pre-market here. And as soon as you got above, you take that shot, right? You take 450 long, you put the 350 stop, and you let it go. And here it is at sitting at 6. You put up $1 in risk, and you're up $1.50 already to control your trade. As both Rob and Sean are singing shots in my ear.
Shot. Some little John action there.
Little John.
Everybody. Yeah, we're not doing shots today. There's nothing going on here to celebrate today other than another successful show. I think we had a great show here today again. It's only 10:37 after this. We will be throwing you guys over to Market Movers with this fine lady right here. What's up, Miss V?
Hey guys, I just wanted to let you all know that we've got 1,500 likes. Thank you so much. And we would really appreciate if some of you didn't like this video, maybe you just joined us. I remind all of you to like this video because we would really appreciate if you can help us to get 2,000. We have 5,000 people watching, even more, and all we need is just 500 more likes. Team, we believe in you and really hope for your support. Back to you guys.
I just want to, if Brendan can quickly, if there is anything on the Icon terminal about that Russia-Ukraine thing, some people asking, did they pull their troops, did they not, blah, blah, blah. So maybe there is something there. I want to say a shout out to Day Trading Mom as well. Yeah, you brought Disney to our attention. And yeah, this, don't trade this, basically, is my advice to you. Not really doing anything today, not really moving. So for right now, I want to stay away from Disney. But this is why I'm hesitant to make calls for 2022 for everybody, because I love Disney on the way back up, right? It's going to be tough in this environment right now with all new. I think today was all-time high takeover for COVID cases, right? I think that's what was reported by the CDC. So not great here for Disney. But the fact is, Disney's still holding up strong. So that news normally, guys, in the past, where's my daily chart here? In the past, that would have absolutely tanked Disney, right? News like that on these travel names. But you could still see CCL. We talked about that. We were long that one earlier. Disney kind of like rejecting that news. And we talked about it earlier. And this was my bull case for COVID, was just that the stock market and some of these names that should be reacting, to some of this negative news today, that's CCL, today really aren't. I mean, CCL down 1.5% and actually making moves to the upside today off of a flush. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just being positive for the world here, but let's just, I'm going to play with the fact that hopefully by midway through of 2022, most people are either A, vaccinated, up to you, or B, have maybe got the natural immunity by just keeping yourself healthy and or getting a case of COVID and dealing with it yourself. So there also are those pills coming. So, treatments for COVID just got approved last week or 2 weeks ago from Pfizer and from Merck. So, hey, I'm going to look at the half glass full instead of half empty. So if I'm talking politics, then that's what it is. But I'm going to look at the world a little more positively here. And then speak about positivity. You're not going to find much of that in the crypto space today. Bitcoin down to 47. Look, if you guys want to, maybe I should do a podcast or something where we can all talk a little bit more about crypto, but it's just not tradable really on our platform. So we do have some kind of a crypto offering there. And those of you with Day Trade the World know that. So you can look over there, but it wouldn't make for really anything here on the show. So we don't really trade it. But Ethereum down 3%, Solana down 6, Cardano back down. Cardano touched 159 yesterday. So that's getting hit right now, still up 10% on the week. Ripple's getting hit, but not to steal away Brendan's fire here. That's coming more at 1050, but crypto definitely in play. You can look at Hut 8 over there in Canada as the TSX is back open. And a big shout out to KO for coming through yesterday. Kevin O'Leary came through about this time yesterday, and we had a great talk. And now I got to hit him up for a reservation at Blue Blood. So Brendan, maybe you, me, Neil, Arun, all of us, we can hit that up there, take the significant others, and then send the bill over to Mr. O'Leary. Over to Brendan there at the big board. What's happening? It actually looks pretty good up there, man. More blue than green, which is working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are actually offsetting some of the negativity right now. So positive for the market there, 0.03, but only just. So the majority of the board is positive, but offsetting some decent movers here to the downside. This is AMD, NVIDIA, and Enphase there, 2.2% for ENPH. everything else gets worse from that. So semiconductors are under pressure. Etsy here down 1.6%. If you go to the retail group, though, it is actually positive because of some other movers. TSCO, Target, GPS, to name a few, they're all in positive territory. Penn National, CCL, and Win, NCLH, RCL, and LVS. So those travel names getting hit once again because of Omicron. Tesla there, Ford below it, 0.8 for Ford, about 1.6 to the downside for Tesla. This group, though, is actually positive on the day as we talk right now. Consumer discretionary shares. AAL over here, UAL and Dow. So same story. Some of the airlines also back to the downside. There's Boeing, 1.2% following suit, as it typically does. Wanted to point out Moderna here. I think it's 7 days in a row to the downside for Moderna. So continues to be under pressure. Twitter, Viacom, Facebook underneath it there, all in the red for communication services. So as I said, positive, yes, but all of this positivity kind of offsetting some big movers to the downside, leaving the market only just in the green, 0.08. Back over to you.
Futures back in the green on the S&P side of things, up 0.08%. This is more than we were up in the pre-market here. We were relatively flat, and now NASDAQ's still slightly down, but that's only down 0.23, 0.24 now. So we are kind of stuck in the range, still range trading, waiting for some moves here. I noticed that Facebook for a little bit was back down and then now shooting back to the upside. So Facebook finding a nice little base sub 344. So good thing we walked away from that short idea. We're still looking at AMD potentially on the long side. It's getting closer and closer to setting up. But as long as we stay above 146, I think the trade is still in play for potential trades on the buy side. And CAT just took off. Why did CAT move? Oh, okay, that's why CAT went off. CAT now moving strong. It seems like CAT is up almost 1%, up $2 on the day, and taking out this here, which is the multi-day top. I'm noticing it's a limited upside, so you do have to be smart about how you price this, because I think you can only really get it up to maybe 211 if you get that right. The risk on this has to be under control. Probably right now, if you get it, 207 would have to be your stop. So I'll keep an eye on this, but I'm potentially looking at going long on CAT if we can get that move to stick north of 208.50. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And earlier, somebody was saying that it's the first time they've seen the show, but they love the camera angles and the windows. Hey, there's only a couple people we can thank and give credit to for that. Rob is there. Rob, you want to put the camera on you guys there? Yeah, it's these two guys. It's Rob's the one there fixing everything, and Randy's the one there breaking everything. And Lucas is off today, so Lucas is not here. He's just avoiding the whole situation. But these guys are in control. These guys are the ones that make it all tick, and we're just here in front of the camera just talking for the sake of talking, really.
Wow. Yeah, it's not for it's for the sake of the show.
Oh, fair.
And without you, Arun, we don't have any show, right? So these guys would just be flipping cameras back and forth and nobody's sitting here. So, but obviously these guys make the show tick. So we always give a big shout out to everybody behind the scenes. And we have a team of about 10 of us, I'd say, or so, without actually calculating that. But okay, nice move back up to the upside. I talked about HUT 8 a little bit here. Let's just take a quick look at HUT just to see what's going on. I believe it's a NASDAQ name. Yes, sir. I know about it in Toronto. Let's just see. This is going to be a name that's going to be a little bit rough as some of these altcoins. They're a mining company. They hold these coins, so on and so forth. So I was actually expecting them today. Now that I look at this, I was expecting it to be down today, but it's not. It's actually up today. So that's really strange for me on HUT 8. Remember yesterday it wasn't trading well for you. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before. But this has been a nice move down here for anybody. And if you're looking to pick up something and you do like the crypto space, but maybe don't want to hold the coins themselves, do some due diligence. But I know HUT was a name that there's been a lot of people talking about that. Where's my 20-minute chart for this? I just want to see what happened yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday we opened up pretty high there at 880, right into some of this support or resistance, I guess, and it broke the support at 870 there and then just fell all day. But now you're running into the 720 again. So I think this maybe gets picked up here. If you do like what's been happening in the crypto space and you do believe some of the things that KO said yesterday and whatnot, then maybe there is going to be something there in the new year with DeFi and some of these applications being worked on. I think HUT 8 works in that environment. So take a look at that. before I went to go refill the water there, you can see here, someone said that, oh, come on, that's not Palantir. That Palantir has been having some resistance here at 810. And yes, it has, and it did it one more time. So we're able to get some out on Palantir there, and then it went back in, and we didn't get it again. I'm not going to take that. I only have 20% left. I obviously acknowledge that that's what's happening right there. But again, I'd rather be longer down here and see if it can get back up to the upside than just simply get out. And then if it does run, I have nothing on board. So I'm going to give up the 20% trade here. We have 20% left. I'll give up that 15 cents to hold out for a bigger move in Palantir. So that's why I'm doing that one. And then Micron right now, I'm thinking pigs get slaughtered, which is why we've been getting out. You know, we got in Micron, in there again, out, nice win, in again, out, and now we're taking out some of these levels right now. So let's see, maybe the market does continue its move back up to the upside here and we can be happy about our Micron trade. So I'm going to hold this because if I get out again, it's going to be one of those problems. We're $1 in the money on this name. And by the way, check out AMC. You want to talk about a risk to reward? I know Trader Prad talks about this all the time. Bless you, Rob. And I know that Trader Prad talks about this having at least a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. 4-to-1's crazy. But right here, this was a long at 80 with an out. And we talked about this. This was actually the most amount of capital I put for on any trade today was this last AMC trade. And it was a triple the shares. We got stopped out. I thought we were going to get stopped out at 26.50. We got stopped out there at 26.70. And that not only was I was going to say peed off, so I'll just say that. I don't think that's bad enough. But I was upset that we got out because I feel like that was a keystroke error and I didn't read the charts properly. I never want to get out at a 70. I would always wait for 50. And then when we got out there, I was like, no, thank you very much. And we paid the price. We lost about 10 cents on this give up because we got out at 73. Then we punched 3 times the shares there. And what I'm getting at is, long-winded story, is that it was 20 cents, and I think it's valuable, that's why I'm doing it. It was 20 cents worth of risk down there for what is now, long at 80, it's up to 40, so that's 60 cents back at the upside. So it's 3-to-1 right now on your risk to reward, and that's why we take another piece out. Now we only have that 10%, but candidly, again, I only had 20% left. So when we started, that was just to cover this hit there. So we covered the hit right there, get flat on AMC, and then all of this is now just profit on my biggest trade of the day. So for me, man, siren alert there. I'm really happy that I was able to make that trade and at least explain it, hopefully pretty good to you guys right there. But Caterpillar, again, a nice name, an industrial name, Arun, that I see you're talking about. I like John Deere. I like Nucor for the steel. Yep. There he is, Toronto versus everybody, not me versus Justin, because I don't know how that would wind up. But Justin looks like you're coming back for the morning show, eh? Are you on the big show today, Justin? Right now. At the big desk with the big man. Okay, we're getting ready to rock and roll with that one. So any thoughts here?
Not at all. No, there was a super chat from Mitchell Williams saying that, Sean, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, get it right. Well, with that being said, hey, let's just take a quick look at hog futures. Why not? Since we're going down that road. Hog futures, if anyone's interested in the commodities, up 1.6% today on the February contract. I just had to throw it out there just because, you know what, Mitchell, you deserve to know where the hog futures trade. In terms of the normal futures or the S&P futures, it's 85 to 90. That's the range for the short. It seems like we're going to be stuck in the middle. We're going to leave it alone. Baba is coming sideways. I don't know. I thought it was coming back for a bit there. It is sitting at 111. I'm still looking at CAT for potential trades on the buy side and NEO as well. Remember, NEO, we were looking at NEO. Let's get the chart up. Nope. NEO is at that 28 level, or was it 28? Yeah, it was at that 28 level. I wanted to see what would happen on NEO around 28. It looks like we can't get going. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start finally sending some orders to get some shorts on NEO, because at this point, I wanted to see what would happen at 28. Clearly, there's no strength there. So now I think I have enough to work with. So we are going to go for some shorts on NEO as well. Thank you for the chat for putting that up there, because that's directly from you guys. I just got on the radar because of you guys putting it out there. So there's my order. I'll see if I can't get a fill. Looks like Facebook is, again, finding a nice little base around 344, and AMD getting closer and closer to getting that long, somewhere south of 150. It's just, I got to get it to set up. 146 is going to be the stop, so anywhere in between is good enough for me on the long on AMD.
Yeah, AMD. Wow. Okay, that's been my only negative. Actually, it is my only negative stock today is AMD. We've made money on absolutely everything we've traded today. What's up to Timor, man? Thank you so much for those kind words, man. Timor said FCell was his biggest trade of the day. It was one of mine as well. That's a good one. So here's a positive trade. FCell, positive on the day. AMC, come on. We've already gone over that. That's a positive name. Actually, I lied. I am in this CanF. That's going to be a negative trade. Micron, I mean, let's go on Micron, man. Good trade there. Palantir, I don't need to discuss that. That's already been a big trade for me. AMD, bad trade for me on AMD. CCL, bueno, good trade on CCL there as well. And then SOPA, hello SOPA. This was the gift that keeps on giving there. So SOPA's gonna be a good trade. One negative name today for me, but AMD, we hit it a couple times. Let's throw it over now to the big screen with the two big guys. What's up, Brendan and Justin?
As promised, guys, he is back. Justin Kozach, Day Trade, the World Marketing Guy, back to fill us in on what's been it's a holiday week, so for news-wise in the tech world, it has been a little bit on the slow side, but some notable things happening today surrounding, we'll talk about Facebook here. I want to mention this Apple story and specifically Foxconn because it continues to kind of gain traction and continues to extend as well. If you remember, yesterday we mentioned that it was looking like an additional 3 days on the closure for Foxconn Southern India assembly plant. So they assemble iPhones. First of all, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yes.
So this Foxconn plant assembles iPhones.
Right.
So there's been these protests because of working conditions within the plant and some of the, so they have dormitories where some of the employees, I guess, live on a full-time basis. There was a massive food poisoning problem that was going on, and I read last week that there was COVID as well. So now they're saying January 3rd before they get this cleared up now.
Right, so I think it was 250 people hospitalized, 150 people with food poisoning, and you mentioned the protests. Listen, this story around, living conditions and working conditions in these, I guess in these environments is nothing new. This has kind of been going on. Foxconn seems to have kind of maybe a bad reputation when it comes to these sort of things. Foxconn has always, not always, but has been in the news. Certainly not recently, but they've been, in the past have been in the news around this. Yeah. So obviously a very unfortunate situation, and certainly going to, and not to make light of what's happening there, but that certainly is going to impact stock levels with their new product. So not that that's nearly as important as the value of human life and safety and health. So certainly that's a byproduct of that.
Yeah,
so.
Interesting for Apple indeed. I mean, we'll see how this plays out going into the new year. Obviously, right. As I said, January 3rd. They're saying now before this thing gets reopened. But Apple, right. Back to 180. So positive on the day. So what do you know? Let's go to Amazon because we had to look at Amazon stock in the pre-market there a little bit. I thought this was fake when I first saw this story, but Alexa telling a toddler at that to stick a penny in an outlet.
Right. So going away from the nonsense of the Tide Pod challenge, don't stick a penny into a plug that's stuck into a wall. Why not? It's a great question. I'm sure it'll be a shocking experience. But this, I think, kind of underscores the importance of one, making sure what you're reading is not a good thing to do, but also I think it underscores the danger of just publishing anything on the internet, and how devices like Alexa scrape that information without actually checking to make sure is swallowing bleach a good idea? Well, no, it falls into the category of things not to do. So certainly an interesting one. Doesn't look good for Amazon, but at least they fixed it right away. So that could have been an electrifying experience for a very young toddler who fortunately was smart enough to know in this case, hey, this is probably not a good idea.
Obviously, yeah. So. No, I think that the more interesting side of this might have been, I'd like to know about that fix because, as you say, these devices scrape the internet and pull this content from anything and everything that's out there. So how do they narrow that down to not pick up on things like this?
I think that there's probably, I would love to know, but I would imagine that it's probably a blacklist of say, hey, let's maybe not pull content from this site. So I would imagine that's how that's done. However, the amount of work that's required around that, I don't think is particularly. I don't think it requires a real lot of work, but at the same time, you have to start to wonder, okay, how many more of these websites out there, say, hey, let's stick a penny into an electric socket, see what happens.
Yeah, maybe a do not do list is needed for Alexa. We talked about Rivian a little bit in the pre-market here, but is this not to be expected with everything going on, these delays now? The CEO, if you missed it, saying 2023 for the extended version of the R1T and R1S.
Right. Didn't Tesla have the same issue as well with one of their products? They were having some difficulty sourcing a particular type of mineral, particular product that was related to their electric batteries. So certainly Rivian seeing that now, and I can't imagine that this is that this is not going to touch everybody else. I mean, we saw that with NVIDIA as well, with the 30X release of their video cards. Not being able to keep up with the demand, although now that's probably seems that's due in part to NVIDIA selling a lot of their cards to cryptocurrency miners.
Right.
So that's part of it. But I also think too that this is just a supply and demand thing, but this is just also a global supply chain issue. So hopefully they'll be able to resolve that issue. But it seems like they're giving pre-order customers the option of changing their configuration so they can get an early delivery date. But the larger battery packs aren't going to be in production until next year, and we really won't have them in market until 2023. So.
Yeah, it wasn't a small extension on that delay either. I think it was 6 months or so. So it's
6 months, and it's affecting 71,000 pre-orders for the pickups and SUVs. So
not a small deal.
Nope.
We mentioned that brief headline there on Meta when it comes to the political side of things and them purposely maybe posting some content. There's this other story around social media trust in general today as well.
Right. So I guess everybody versus Facebook. 72% of Americans say they don't trust Facebook at all or very much with their personal data, which is kind of in line with what we've seen over the last little while. 3 out of the top 5 of those companies are Facebook owned. So it's Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Yep. And then TikTok and YouTube kind of round out the top 5 with 63 and 53% respectively. So there's some interesting data there around there. They also say that only 10% of the people that were surveyed, and I'm still working on getting that final number, only 10% said they believe Facebook has a positive impact on society. Yikes.
That's not a big number.
So that's not a big number. 56% said they had a negative impact. So that is that's a little concerning when you think about the grand scheme of things and misinformation, disinformation, that sort of thing. And 7 out of 10 Americans, roughly 7 out of 10 Americans, say they believe that their phone is listening to them. So, listen, I don't want to sound very conspiracy theory-ish, but I mean, there's been some instances that I've seen personally where I talk about a product and all of a sudden I go on Facebook and I see an ad. So, are they listening? Are they not listening? It's very George Orwellian kind of. What was that Mel Gibson movie where he's the writer of that conspiracy newspaper, and it turns out that everything is.
I can't remember.
What was the name of it?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Maybe it was conspiracy.
Maybe it was conspiracy.
Yeah, Gravy for the Brain. An amazing movie, and I think Mel Gibson should have definitely won an award for that one because he played a very, very convincing individual who truly believed that these things were happening, and then it turns out that it was. So, an amazing movie. But getting back to that, I have some doubts as to whether or not that's actually happening, but it could be kind of interesting. So
yeah, more to come, obviously,
Yes.
on that front. As always, at Trader TV Justin on Twitter. Check him out, guys. Thanks so much, as always, Justin.
Yes.
I just realized what time it was, guys. We are running a little behind.
Well, we're not really. I mean, we're just flowing to another show here. But thank you again to Justin. Yeah, very interesting there. I think the phones obviously are listening to you. There's actually a setting, I think, like when you install the Alexa at home or your Google or whatever, that's how it hears you, right? Like you have to say, "Hey, Google," and then it wakes up. So obviously it's listening for some key words there, and it wouldn't be surprised. See, look at my phone right now. See, it's asking me to help. So now it's all right. Now it's just getting everything I'm saying. So right there live, right there, my Google just started activating when I said that, "Hey Google." So hopefully that didn't happen to you guys again. There it is again, activating again. So I got to take that sensitivity off on that thing. But hey, what a great show. I don't know, we can recap all of our trades, but right now, guys, Palantir, yes, sir. That is a good idea to hold that one as Palantir is starting to go up. I mean, these are the three positions I have on. And maybe I might hold these all day because I'm still bullish in this market, as I've said numerous times. Micron, 75 cents in the money right now. Palantir, 20 cents. And your boy right now holding, trying to fire off some sausages here for AMC. We're going to see about that one coming through as well. But hey, good show. I wonder if what you're holding. You still got NEO or BABA?
No, we finally dumped our BABA, so we're going to walk away with about $2.20 on BABA on the final portion. We've still got that short on NEO, so that's sitting at $27.93. We're putting about 60 cents in risk for that one. And then AMD long, I finally picked that one up just now at $149.33. So one long, one short, and we just cashed out on BABA.
Yeah, so good, great. And thank you again, Will RZ right here. Thank you so much. It's the best show on the internet. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you so much. We truly believe that we're doing the best we can for everybody today. And thank you again for the super chat. Arun, does your BlackBerry listen to you?
It does not.
No, it does not. And I think it's either in the Smithsonian. We talked about
I'll
this
bring it in
yesterday.
tomorrow. That will be the last time you ever see that phone.
Ooh, and yeah, Arun, thank you so much for a couple 2 weeks here. Last day tomorrow, so make sure you come back. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. I mean, these guys are just chilling out over there anyways. All right, let's wrap this up. Back over to Market Movers now. It's Trader Pratt and it's Miss V. Refresh your browsers, or maybe you don't even have to. Let's go over to Miss V and Trader Pratt.
Welcome to Market Movers. I'm your host, Trader Pratt. This is the beautiful Miss V.
Thank you, Brad. And hey, guys, finally we're back. I know it's a little bit awkward that we're live and we don't speak, guys in the background, but it is what it is. Thank you very much for joining us. Please be active on the chat as usual. Smash the like button and ask us anything. Pratt, how's your trading day going?
Not bad, not